probably not. But I just keep going back to the tagging role he did on Tim Broomhead at this ground in the semi-final. Yes, they lost the game, but Deere did such a good job. And I don't think he tagged Tim a couple of weeks ago when the Wangaratta Magpies beat North Albury by 3 goals. But I just can't help but think that maybe, just maybe, he could play as a negative today, Dan Vaccaro, on Sam Murray. But if, like we see all the time with the Rovers, if you tag Sam Murray, then that releases everybody else.
Yeah, that basically just answered. You answered my question there. Was probably they've just got so many good plays in that midfield. You've got 3 blokes that average over 30 disposals per game in Charlie Thompson, obviously Mitch Hardy and Sam Murray. So you've got so many players. But then in the same breath as well, if you can take one away, you probably are doing yourself a credit as well in that midfield.
One of the things worth noting is both of these sides, if this was a game against a bottom 2 or 3 team, there is a handful of players in both of these sides that would not have played. Charlie Thompson's working his way through osteitis pubis. Tyson Young is battling with his body each and every week to get up and going with a calf complaint. Jackson Clark is touch and go. Brad Melville did his calf on Wednesday night at training in Melbourne. So there's a few players in both of these sides that aren't at 100% capacity. And I reckon off the back end of today, 5 or 6 changes could be made for both these sides next week.
It's about game management, isn't it, Bobby J, for the next sort of 6 to 7 weeks? I mean, these two sides are wrapped up top 3 spots. So you'll see a few players get rested here and there, but it's just about getting, game management levels right so that you can put your best 22 out on the park when it really matters in August and September.
I wrote in my notes what's today all about for both of these sides, and I reckon it's a flex. All the young kids talk about flexing, and I reckon today is about a flex going right. Wang Magpies need to flex their muscles and say, right, we can match up with these guys with a win, and the Rovers need to flex to say, right, that last week was a bump in the road, and we need to get our season back on track. And I think it's a flexathon today, Gussie boy, a flexathon.
Flexathon. Well, I tell you what, Gussie McLeod will be very good in that aspect of flexing. I can tell you that right now. Let's take a break here on O&M Live. Pre-game done and dusted. The first quarter for A-grade oils and batteries on the other side of this. It's the Rovers and the Magpies on O&M Live, the Wang Derby, where you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set,
Find your perfect fit at the Athlete's Foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Sladdington, JQ GW.
WJ Finlay Oval, Ovens and Murray live action on 1494 2AY and 102.1 Edge FM, of course, right across Wangaratta and the northeast and the border. Blake Pender Escott with you for the Wang Pump Shop. Gus McLeod, my co-caller, alongside me this afternoon. You got Dan Vaccaro on the 40 Wing stat sheet, and Bob Jackson is boundary side for Avis Wangaratta here in Wangaratta. Bobby J, just if you can, just describe what's happening out on the ground at the moment between these two sides.
Yeah, both sides, both clubs, there's netballers and footballers from both sides of the tarmac over here at Wangaratta, and the Project 360 guys are just speaking to the crowd and the players in conjunction and just going through their messaging in regards to what their push is, and it's fantastic to hear. Everyone's quiet, and it's fantastic.
We might let you wrap it up down there, Bobby J, so you can not interrupt the parade, and we'll fill in the gaps here on pre-game. Of course, there is nothing worse than a pre-game ceremony that we're not a part of, unless Bobby J can get the mic over to Rorky and the teams from Project 365. We don't actually know where Bobby J is.
He's right there. He's about 20 metres away from Rorky, so
he had to put
it would have been good for us to probably organise this beforehand or vice versa. But anyway, that's okay. Dan Vaccaro, what we might do now is we might head to you nice and softly if we can, and we will find out who we are taking a look at today on the 40-week stat sheet.
Thanks, Panda. We've all got the Roger Rashid voice on in Australian Open, but we'll go through the 40-week stat sheet. We're taking Sam Murray's numbers. He's been fantastic this year, averaging 32 disposals. Mitch Hardy, Lockie O'Brien, Kieran Parnell, and Charlie Thompson. And then for Wangaratta Magpies, we're doing Harrison Hewitt, Jackson Clark.
All right, we can lift the voice
start
now,
talking
Dan.
now, mate.
There we go. Cam Barrett, Joel Stevens, and Tyson Young. Felt like I yelled out those last three names, but that's who we're looking at on the 40-week stat sheet today. Some super players on both sides, Gussie.
Yeah, certainly is. One of the things I'm looking forward to today is seeing how the Wangaratta Magpies respond. Now, for some unbeknown reason, the Magpies play better derby football on their rivals' home deck. I don't know whether it's the smaller ground, whether it's the narrow wings. I don't know what it is. But the Rovers tend to enjoy playing at the Norm Mins. And the Rovers tend to lose games of footy against the Magpies here on their home ground, the WJ Finlay Oval. So I'm keen to see how the Magpies respond. They were humbled in round one, Panda, but they're a much better footy side than what they were then.
I'm looking forward to calling the Rovers. This is the first time I've called them all year. I think for you as well, Dan, the first time that I've seen them since the grand final last year. So looking forward to having a look at Mitch Hardy. Of course, Sam Murray is a superstar. So just looking forward to calling the Rovers today. Bobby J,
yes.
The toss was one and done, and who?
Yeah, both captains, Jacko Clark and Turbo Allison from both the clubs had a toss. They had a little bit of a discussion over what was heads and what was tails, but Turbo won the toss, and he's decided to kick to I think they kicked to Steve Norman end. I was just a little bit distracted there with everything that was going on here. There's a bit of a procession of of people out here getting their photos and all sorts of stuff taken. So
I don't want to burst your bubble, Bobby J, but Jackson Clark actually pointed that way
did
as well.
he? Sorry, I was a little bit distracted with what's going on out here. So I guess
there was a bit of confusion.
We'll do is we'll find out when the two sides walk to each end, which team is kicking to which end.
I'm a simple man, and I get distracted by a fly just zooming
Just look at
past
what
me ears.
end Aiden Tilley's going to.
I was
just
just
confuse you even more.
Yeah, I was a bit confused. I thought maybe Jacko Clark didn't know what side of the coin to have a look at it. It's all happening here at the Derby,
Mate,
Bobby
there's
J.
so much going on down here. It's great. The buzz is electric. The crowd is, it's building, boys. I just looked out to the west, and there's not a cloud in the sky out that way, so it looks like we're going to have sunshine for the best part of the day here. The ground is in excellent condition. The grass just seems a little bit longer than what it was last week when we were here at Gus for the Wangaratta Murderford game. But it's the crowd's starting to build on the canteen club room side. The club room balcony's nice and full. But in between the club rooms and the broadcast area is chock-a-block full of black and white. And even to the right of that as well, there's the crowds. It's a finals-like feel out here, lads, and I'm not sure if you can tell my voice, but I'm pretty excited about what's going to happen in the next couple of hours as the two sides break out. Yeah, Wangaratta Rovers is kicking to the bar/netball end, boys. So I'll correct myself there. I'm not afraid to own up to my mistakes. So that's not a bad trait to have, lads, up there. So over to you.
Bobby J, any breeze at all out there to speak of?
No zephyrs anywhere, lads. No zephyrs anywhere.
You do love a zephyr. Now, Dan Vaccaro, tip from you, please. Who wins and why?
Went Rovers during the week. I'm going to stick with them just. I think that hard loss last week, I think they're going to go to school this weekend.
What about you, Gussie?
A couple points.
I'm going to go the Wangaratta Magpies. I'm just feeling an upset on the cards here. And
would it be an upset, though?
Yep.
Yeah, the Rovers start as favourites. The Rovers do start as favourites. So
wouldn't be a massive one, though.
No, it wouldn't be an enormous upset. I think both sides are coming to the game today expecting to win. Both sides will be very confident of picking up the 4 points. But I'm going to go with the Wangaratta Magpies, and my sole reason for doing so is the Xavier Laverty effect. This guy has a big habit of kicking big goals when it matters, and he loves doing it against the crosstown rivals.
Yeah, we kicked 4 goals on Jace McQuaid in relatively quick succession last time they played, and they actually put Nathan Cooper back onto him. So I'm going to be fascinated to see who starts on Xavier Laverty today. It looks like, Bobby J, it looks like Nathan Cooper's starting in defence right now.
Yes, you've nailed that there. He's waiting for, I dare say, Mr. X to come down there, and he'll shake his hand and get on with it today, boys. So that's a matchup we'll keep a very close eye on. Aiden Tilley's pushing forward as well. So
there we go.
Parnell's sort of drifting across to Aiden Tilley there by the looks of it.
The Wangaratta Rovers,
and Tyson Young as well, boys.
In a close one, Bobby J, I reckon. The Wangaratta Rovers, Samine, there won't be more than a couple of goals in it, of course. The last time we were at this ground for a Wang derby on a Sunday in the return fixture, Boyd kicked a goal in the last 30 seconds. We're underway in the Wangaratta derby. Who will take top spot? Here's Gus McLeod for A-grade Oils and Batteries.
Great to have your company on 102.1 Edge FM and 2AY. And the Magpies break away from the centre clearance via Stevens. They retreat via Hand, and now Cam Barrett rebounds off half-back. He goes down the line, and taking a strong mark is Kennett out in front, who plays on. Kicks to centre half forward. Target was Clark. Second bite of the cherry. He claimed it. Umpire said play on. Catapan. He got pushed in the back there. Umpires put the whistle away. Now Damon gets busy. Feeds it out to Allison. Allison across half back, and the Rovers attack the scoreboard side.
Here's Mitch Hardy, averaging 30 disposals and over a goal a game. The former Geelong player, Casey Demon, onto Sam Murray. Off a step. It's a high up and under the half forward. Big fist from Paddy Wright, who's played the last couple of games for the Pies. Ellis is happy to see the boundary line right in front of the Project 365. The Cannies truck over there. Of course, mental health round in the ovens of Murray. Bobby J, we might head to you for Ovis Wangaratta. Just a couple of matchups that you can look for downstairs.
Yeah, the Pies have loaded up down forward. Tyson Young, Xavier Laverty and Jackson Clark and have gone down forward. And Aiden Tilley as well. So they've got a fair few big name plays in that forward 50.
On centre wing, the handball towards grass is favouring the Rovers, and now they go inside forward 50. One-on-one duel. It spills out the back. Looks like McQuaid's there just trying to do some work and an offensive role. He is starting forward today.
Wow.
As the Magpies via Grossman clear defensive lines. They go with a high up and under. Taking a good strong mark out in front is Mapleson, who chisels one to Stevens. What a recruit this guy's been in 2026.
Oh.
With vision and class, he spots up Jackson Clark, 75 from home, plays on. Laverty's the target, in fact. It's Tyson Young, brings it front and centre. Now Tilly gets busy, back onto Young, in towards space. Fraser Ellis on the right boot, 40 from home. Top of the goal square, big fist from O'Brien for the Rovers. Catapan applies a defensive tackle and will ball it up 25 metres out directly in front at the Evans Street end.
Magpies kicking to the Evans Street end, so they are starting quite tall today. Here's Kennett, shovels it back to White-Tie 2 at wrong side for him. He's a left footer. Kicks it to full forward. There's a free kick against Laverty, is it? No, it's going to Laverty.
Blocking.
For a block. I thought he had arms around Cooper, Bobby J, but Laverty's going to kick a goal from point-blank range.
Yeah, it just looks like the Rovers defender was just trying to protect the area a little bit too aggressively there in the umpire scene as a blocking free kick, and this is a guy that doesn't need any freebies up forward. He's dangerous at the best of times. 19
goals in 5 games for Wangaratta. Xavier Laverty, he's played 6 games for Collingwood VFL, and he's going to kick the first today directly in front. Dream start for the Wangaratta Magpies in the Wang Derby. 1 straight 6. The Rovers yet to score on the Macca's scoreboard.
Yeah, what a great start there by Wangaratta Magpies, and Xavier Laverty, the superstar that's been playing a lot of VFL this year, kicks his first, but it's it's their mainstays in the midfield that have got their hands on the ball early. Joel Stevens, a couple of disposals, Jackson Clark as well, and it's going to be so important today. Both the top 2 teams in clearances in the league, centre clearances, 11.8 averaging for Wangaratta Rovers and 11 averaging for Wang Magpies, so that's going to be the main watch today.
Certainly is from Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's done his prep today.
He has. We've lost the footy.
We've lost the footy. Bob Jackson, we'll go to you. Just a bit of an update at ground level.
Yeah, there's some strange, not strange, but different matchups. We've got Matty Grossman going to Will Christie for the matchup at the other end of the ground we're talking about. And Jace McQuaid's an interesting one there, lads. That's I'm not sure about this, but...
it baffles me, Bob.
It does.
Hope he's been practicing his goal kicking during the week. The Magpies look to win the centre clearance. Thompson head over the football. He got dispossessed. Now Ed Damon gets busy at ground level and brings it out towards the broadcast side. In a foot race is Philo and Cam Barrett, where the boundary line wins out. And we're going to have a boundary throw in right here on True Centre Wing. First term action on O&M Live for A-grade oils and batteries. It's the Wangaratta Derby with top spot up for grabs on O&M Live.
Blake Penderescott with you and Gus McLeod for the Wang Pump Shop. Gus will be calling the absolute pants off it today. There's a hold in the ruck contest. It's against Ed Damon and Chris Knowles. Having a good year as Big Knowlesy. You just know what you're going to get from Knowlesy every week, Gussie, don't you?
You certainly do. He's an absolute competitor, and I reckon he'll like having a bit more surface that resembles grass to ruck in today compared to Martin Park last week.
No seal.
A mud pile. Goes out wide. Clark takes it right on the paint. On the boundary line. That's a 50. That's a silly 50 against Sam Catapan, Bobby J. Just knocked the ball out of Jackson Clark's hands.
Yeah, right in amongst the Magpies interchange bench there. Jacko Clark's got a little bit of blood coming from above an eyebrow, so with the forward line set up, he may spend a bit more time in the middle, boys.
He's just going to pop this up to the goal square. Where's Tyson Young? He had a hold of Nathan Cooper's jumper. Umpire missed that one, and Nathan Cooper's happy to see it across the line for a minor score. So the Magpies 1-1-7. The Rovers yet to score. All that on the Macca's score, but we've played 5 minutes for Macca's.
Yeah, got away with one there, Wang Rovers, but Jackson Clark, he's up to 3 disposals already on the 40-wing stat sheet. So started the game off really well.
The Rovers head out to the showground side and they find Ed Damon on the junction of the 50 and the boundary line. He comes in board. It's a methodical build-up, and he finds Kieran Parnell, who's happy to retreat all the way to fullback, dangerously to O'Brien, who keeps it alive on the half volley. He now forces a dump kick long down the line. It went through the hands of Jackson Clark. Now Ledger links up with Murray in front of the club rooms here at the WJ Finlay. Here comes Murray. He takes a bounce, uses the left boot, and he finds a teammate, McCartney, on centre wing. The overlapping run is on. Thompson back on to Murray. Murray inside 50. Top of the goal square. Nice work from Fraser Ellis, who slid in behind the play. Takes an intercept mark and rebounds for the Magpies.
And Mawson's concrete mark of the day from Fraser Ellis, but the kick's going to come straight back. Sam Murray with his 3rd disposal. Chiseling little 45. Finds Sam Catapan 2 kicks from home. Made the Rooster McCarthy really work for that one. Maybe it hit the grass. McCarthy's going to kick this 40 out from goal. Damon caught 2 back. Ball spills to the deck. First one on it as Wilson copped a bit of a hip and shoulder there from Mapleson. And the Pies through Stevens. Break away at half back, but the kick was smothered. Mapleson, right place, right time. Links up by hand to Stevens. Takes a bounce. Running through the middle of the WJ Finlay Oval. Kicks towards Tyson Young, who gets out the back. Can he settle and snap on goal to a vacant goal square? He does. He hooks it across the shoulder for a steer line goal today. A fantastic goal and finish from Tyson Young. End-to-end footy from the Pies. They got a 2-1-13. The Rovers yet to score.
That was outstanding by Tyson Young. He just knew where the ball was going to land, and the Rovers defender just took his eyes off the ball for a split second, and that's all you need to give a player like Tyson Young. His recovery and the finish was top class, first class. A match-up to watch, boys, and I'm not sure if that was just a passage of play that was just happening in front of me, but it looks as though Jacko Clark's taken it upon himself to go with Sam Murray. So let's keep an eye on that there for the next couple of minutes, boys, but I think that's the match-up that we're looking at right now.
Tell you what, it's all happening here at the WJ Finlay Oval. And the Magpies are impacting the scoreboard as Clark breaks away for the Magpies, kicks to the top of the square, looking for Tilly. Hayden's going to try and do some crumbing. He's got Cooper hot on his heels, dispossessed. Now Lockie O'Brien in his new role across half-back. Clears, but Whiteside to it intercepts. Here come the Magpies, top of the goal square. Big fist came from Ledger. I reckon it hurt him. Now Majanovic on hands and knees, and Lewis sees it through for a minor score. So the Magpies got a 2-2-14. The Rovers yet to score. Opening term, thanks to Macca's, has been all black and white.
I guess the thing that will concern Rovers greatly is all their superstars are getting their hands on the ball. Jackson Clark, 4 disposals. Joel Stevens, Tyson Young kicked a goal, and Xavier Laverty. So concerns early for Wang Rovers.
Just look a little off, don't they, Bobby J, the Rovers?
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's a customary thing for the Rovers. They just get off to a slow start every now and then, and they have to work their way back into the game, and it's starting to look that way again, doesn't it?
Tyson Young takes the mark across half forward for the Magpies. Dummies around, Wilson on the mark. Chiseling kick is a beauty to Matty Hayden on a searching lead. Bullet-like kick from Tyson Young, and Hayden is lining up for the Magpies' third goal, 50 out directly in front.
That's a pretty classy pass inside 50. He was forcing the play and eyeing, and he had to go around an opponent, and that sometimes increases your energy to make sure you hit the ball nice and sweep the foot, and he did that beautifully. That was a perfect pass, and the Pies are really on here.
Ryan Garthwaite played full forward yesterday for Albury, and Riley Smith kicked 3 goals. I can't help but think that Jace McQuaid should be up the other end of the ground. Hayden's kick is good. It gets there, and the Pies have 3 inside 8 minutes here on O&M Live for the Wang Pump Shop. They led 3-1 to the Rovers, yet to score. It's all happening here on O&M Live.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about it earlier. What a start for Wang Magpies, and all their superstars are really dominating the footy. And Jackson Clark, we talked about that role with Sam Murray. He's going to try and make him accountable if he's playing on him. He's had 4 disposals already, and he's dominating in the centre along with Joel Stevens as well. And Tyson Young's had 3 disposals and a goal, and he set up that last one. So real concerning for Wang Rovers. 5 inside 50s for Magpies and 1 mark inside 50. Wang Rovers only gone in 3 times.
And that's not my strong suit, Gussie. 3-2-20, the Magpies, sorry.
All thanks to Macca's on O&M Live. We played almost 10 for Club Mulwala. We're back in the middle of the WJ Finlay. The Rovers need to get going, and they need to get going quick. But here come the Magpies. Jackson Clark sends a high one inside 50. It's a shallow entry. O'Brien got Kennett hot for company. O'Brien pinballs the footy around Parnell, dumps it down the line. That kick has let the Rovers down on 3 occasions today. Whiteside to it. He's going to rebound the Magpies from 50. Kicking to the top of the goal square. They need a flyer. Laverty went the man, not the ball. Lucky not to give away a free kick. In dispute at the top of the goal square. The Rovers defence stand up, and we're going to ball it up. Point blank range from Magpie goal. It is all black and white. The Rovers need to step up.
They just need a little chill pill here because they're under the pump, the Wangaratta Rovers. The reigning premiers dropped their first game last week. And the Pies have put 3 on their schnoz inside the first 10 minutes here in the Wang Derby. Good crowd here at the WJ Finlay Oval. Laverty trying to get busy and dangerous. Allison, not sure he even got a boot to that. They are under pressure, and Philo just says, stuff this. I'm hand passing it across the line. In fact, the ball stayed in play. It has. Okay, Ledger happy to hand pass it off. The Rovers go out to the far side, and in the end, a stalemate as Sam Rourke sees it over the line for a boundary throw. And Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, they're copping an absolute mauling at the moment, Wang Rovers, in the clearance count. It's 5-1, and that's on the back of Jackson Clark and Joel Stevens in that midfield. So Rovers got to get to work in their centre clearance.
20-point lead and early break to the Wangaratta Magpies over the Rovers on Derby number 2, 2026. It's going to go out of bounds on centre wing once again. We go to Bobby J for Avis.
Just off the back of one of your comments, Gus, I think it might have been that the Pies seem to have the exit kicks of the Rovers outside their D50 covered both sides of the ground. They're really well set up behind the footy to take that kick that's coming outside the 50.
Christie caught it out of the ruck, fed it on to Charlie Thompson. Then he was tackled quickly as Beta Kelly gets involved. Beta House rules, Pandy.
That it does.
He's back in the Wangaratta Magpies outfit.
Great movie, American Pie.
Yeah, we love Beta. There'll be plenty of people tuning in that love Beta as well.
You blokes are right.
Oh,
Mate,
Beta.
Beta House rules.
Beta House rules.
Lucky we didn't
Don't
say
you
the
get it,
proper
Dan?
version. Speaking of, here's Beta Kelly. Fed a handball towards Tyson Young. The ball's just pinballing around. Nice tackle applied there by Noah Schulte. We'll have a stoppage 50 metres out from Magpie goal.
So a few little stoppages here. Rovers probably just trying to get their hands on the footy a little bit. Mapleson on to McClunan. High up and under to full forward. Oh, going back with the flight there was Parnell. Matty Hayden for 2 in the first quarter. Flying shot on goal from 15. Just across the face for 1 minor score. The Pies doing all the scoring. 3-3-21 on that famous old scoreboard, which we learn a really cool story pre-game about. The Rovers yet to score. All that thanks to Maccas.
What was that cool story, Panda?
We might tell that one at half-time. D-back?
All I'll say is don't kick the bucket. Down to you, Bobby J for Avis.
Yeah, we've got another ball gone missing. So the kid that got banned from the Gold Coast home games has now moved to Wangaratta, and every time the ball goes outside the fence, he grabs it and runs for his life. So we've lost 2 footies early doors here, boys.
Turbo Allison at fullback. I think he was on a fishing trip last week in Broome. That'll be the last of that happening, I think, for Turbo.
What a great place to be.
To quote Sam Murray, he would be very sunburnt.
Yes.
Muzz's words, not mine. Here's
Had to
Allison.
zinc up that pill, Gus.
In the goal square, dangerous kick. It's been done work okay by Lewis. Allison rebounds off the half-back line, long down the line, searching for Ledger. And Hayden impacted the play to get it out of bounds right in front of Bob Jackson, thanks to Avis.
Yeah, they've got everything covered here at the Pies. They've got the Rovers really under pressure coming outside their D50. They just need to take the sting out of the game here, Rovers, which they have been with stoppage after stoppage, but they need to really sort of respond to the structures and setups that the Magpies have come with today.
13 minutes played for Club Mile Whaler in the opening quarter, and a free kick for holding the ball going to the way of the Rovers, and Sam Catapan, the former Aberfeldy captain, 3rd year at the Rovers. He's been a star. Team of the year in his 1st year. Goes short towards the boundary line, finds Sam Murray. How many for him, Dan, in the first quarter?
Just about to have his 5th, Panda.
Of course, his opposite matchup, though, Jackson Clark, how many has he had?
5.
Bit more damaging. Sam Rourke has it in his 2nd game. We spoke to his old man, Pete, pre-game, the founder of Project 365. Proud as punch. Murray with rebound from defensive half. Goes to true centre half forward. Booth with 2 hands to it. Jet Roberts just soccers it off the ground, but it goes as far as Parnell. Ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. McClunan, little grub at a half forward here for the Pies. A clever little tap over the back to space from Xavier Laverty. Marjanovic can run onto this. In a hurry, left foot kick to a vacant goal square. It's rolling towards the pocket. All Rovers home. Lockie O'Brien, the first one there. He's going to gather. He's going to go short, and he finds Mitch Hardy in the defensive 50.
He's let the hair grow out, Panda, has Mitch Hardy.
Also the first time I've seen the man for the year.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
Rourke across half-back for the Rovers, who's currently his team trail by 21 points. The Rovers yet to score. They've got it on centre wing as they're dispossessed. Long down the line goes Paddy Wright, not his best kick. Thompson gets busy, gets a hand of the ball, finds McCarthy. Now Hardy, back on to Thompson. Thompson in trouble, kicks towards grass and hopes for the best. Roberts overran the football, handballed in towards a bit of traffic. He put Hewitt under the pump. And the umpire says we're going to ball the football up. The men in green today, Jaden Taylor-Perkins, Brenton Poole, and our favourite, Tommy Lockhart, as they throw it up on centre wing, slightly into attack for the Rovers. Hewitt kicked it into the stoppage as Hardy hacked it forward. Now Roberts with a torpedo punt, lung down the clubroom side wing. It spills out the back to Smith. Smith handballs towards Cooper, who breaks away. In fact, it's Parnell over the top. Nice little give and go to Catapan. Catapan switches out wide. It's a nice looking ball, and he's found a teammate running in McMonagle.
McMonagle short to Bobby J's man, Jazzy Lewis, playing off half-back this year. He's going to pump it long. He likes a match up in the pocket. It's Jace McQuaid, and he finds him on a searching lead very wide. Now, you boys spoke to me off air about Jace McQuaid's set shots last week. Do you give him any hope here from 50 out on the boundary, Bobby J?
No.
Well, he's got to get it over the men on the mark first.
I tell you what, I bet he probably slots this one.
Well, he had trouble with the man on the mark from 5 metres out last week, Pandy.
Perplexing me, he's playing forward, but who knows? That's why Sam Murray gets paid the big bucks as the coach. He's a star. Jace McQuaid up against the boundary. Kick on the way, looks all right. It looks really good. Oh, I tell you what, punched over the line, but a better effort than last week. And the Rovers get their first score, albeit it's a rush behind. One behind plays 21. The Magpies lead by 20 points, 16 played for Club Mulwala.
Just need to have the ball in their territory. Rank Rovers have only had the 4 inside 50s. Wangaratta Magpies have had the 9 injuries so far in this quarter.
Stevens in front of our broadcast position here at the WJ Finlay Oval for the Wangaratta Magpies. He plays on now, takes a bit of grass and kicks to a contest. They're all Rovers behind the play. Parnell went the punch. It was crumbed here by Ledger onto McCarthy, and he's kicked out of bounds on the full as the pressure came from multiple black and white Magpies. Who, of course, are playing in their clash kit today. Their away jersey.
Good kick, Gussie.
My favourite.
Yep.
The all-white.
To throw in, boys. He was out of bounds before he kicked it.
Well spotted, Bobby J. Thanks to Avis Wangaratta. So a boundary throw-in front of the balcony here at the Finlay. In the ruck, Damon and Knowles. Call it a 0-0 draw. Spills out the back in towards attack for the Magpies. They hack one inside 50. Laverty picked up the footy and was tackled quickly by the best fullback in the competition, Nathan Cooper. And we're going to ball the footy up 40 metres out directly in front from Magpies goal.
He's hurt here, Xavier. He sort of got bent over in that tackle.
Yeah, he looks a little ginger. I reckon it's his left knee. He's a bit proppy on it, is Xavier Laverty. Ball in dispute here at half-back for the Rovers. Booth was crunched. Catapan clean hands out the back of the contest. Here's the Rooster McCarthy. He flicks it out wide in front of the old scoreboard. We'll get to that story a little later on. Lockie McCartney off a step, goes short, finds Stewie Booth. He's 2 kicks from home. And he just waits for his charges to get back and provide a contest and a few targets inside 50. He goes short, finds Harry McMonigal tied up against the boundary. They're going to slowly build this up, the Wang Rovers. Justin Lewis has it, still 80 metres from goal. So stuff this. I'm going to kick it into the pocket, looking for McQuaid once again. Gets out the back. Grossman flew in there. Good hands from the Pies. Here's Jet Roberts in the long sleeve today. Pops it over the top to Anderson. 1-2 to Roberts. And he kicks in the middle of the ground. He finds Stevens all on his lonesome.
Stevens in the circle, runs and takes 2 bounces. He's got some wheels. He brings the kick inside 50 over Laverty's head. Needs a good bounce. Dribbling, and taking an awful bounce on the crucial moment. It's across the face for a minor score on the Rovers. Want to rebound quickly. Murray's appealing for a free kick. I reckon Laverty made contact just at the last moment for the umpire to say nothing in it. As Murray has it across half-back. He sells a bit of candy, wants to penetrate through the guts. He finds McCarthy on the point of the centre square. Defensive side for the Rovers. And he's just saying, boys, we're going to take a bit of sting out of the game here. We're 21 points down as we head towards 20 minutes for Club Mulwala. Now Catapan on the edge of the square.
When was the last time the Rovers were goalless in an opening quarter, Gussie?
Did they kick one last week, Bobby J, in the opener?
I think they got one late, didn't they?
Got one late. Here's O'Brien, long down the line. Damon's got space to work into, and he takes it at its highest point in front of Chris Knowles, who's been brilliant in the ruck today. Damon sells a bit of candy, runs around him, gains 15 metres by foot, and now he sets sail to the top of the square. They need Christie, but Alice, what a move to put Fraser Alice behind the ball. He's taken 2 intercept marks for 40 winks, and now he's going to set play up with Hewitt.
He does. Hewitt, good kick, and they are out and away to the races here. Jackson Clark goes to a one-on-one. Goal side is Laverty. Body work on Cooper. Cooper did so well not to give away a free kick, and then hacks it off the deck out of there for the Rovers. Danger not really happening here for the Wang Magpies. Allison calm onto Catapan. He's going to switch the footy to the broadcast side and find Sam Murray. They got away with one there. Well done by Nathan Cooper. Murray kick off the instep, might be turned over. A good fist on centre wing from Harry Smart. McCloonan did well. Goes down the line with an overlap hand pass. Mapleson caught one high. Kept his feet. Went by hand. Tilly fumbled the footy. Damon's going to see this over the boundary line right in front of Bobby Jackson at the 20th minute mark for Club Mulwala. The Pies lead 22-1.
The Rovers just seem to call upon 2 unlikely characters just to get the calmness back. Rooster McCarthy and Sam Catapan seems to be the 2 guys that the Rovers sort of call on and rely on to calm things down a little bit. You know, calm under pressure, you know, good skills under pressure. So that stands out for me at the moment.
When the Magpies get the ball in the slingshot, my goodness, they look dangerous. We're going to have a stoppage here on centre wing.
Yeah, the signs of that last week, wasn't there, Gus, with the way Myrtleford disrupted their defensive setup. The same sort of signs are there today through that middle of the ground.
21 and a half gone in the opening term, thanks to A-grade oils and batteries. Catapan, handballs backwards, hoping Philo can get busy. The handball was too hot for Murray, so Philo regathers his own ball. He uses the left boot to set sail with a lob wedge down the line. High up and under, well done Catapan, now impacting his Rourke. big hip and shoulder. His opposing 24, Harry Smart, crunched him, put him into the deck, and the Magpies regain the Sharon on centre wing. It's with Harry Smart.
I reckon Cam Barrett did all the heavy lifting there, boys. He put him into a zone where it was uncomfortable, and Hewitt finished off the tackle beautifully.
Harry Smart kept Noah Spiteri to 1 goal last week. On to Ellis. Inside 50 they go once again, but in the hole is Kieran Parnell, who played some game in the grand final last year against this particular outfit. Only played his 4 games from the NT this year. As Parnell, he'll be cherry ripe for the finals.
Do you know who he flew down with?
Joel Stevens.
Correct.
There you go.
1A, 1B.
Here's McCarthy, who torpedo punts one inside forward 50 to a 1-on-1 right against McQuaid. Mark Anderson lending a help in defence. They link up by hand. Waitai Tua wants his left. He clears defence as far as he can out to the far Norm inside of the WJ Finlay. Marjanovic dropped the easy chest mark, gives it back to Waitai Tua, who was tackled and kicked it out of bounds on the full. And the Rovers are going to win the footy back just forward to centre wing, and they can reload inside attacking 50.
Tilly has gone as a +1 inside defence. They might need him here as the ball goes out the back. An obvious push in the back was missed by the umpires there. Hacked forward out of the contest, dribbling across, and it's going to be a minor score. Missed who kicked that one, Panda.
No idea too, Gussie.
I reckon it might have been Dylan Wilson.
Yep.
Upon reflection, so a minor score to the Rovers. 2 behinds, plays 3-4-22. All thanks to Maccas, as Fraser Ellis brings the Magpies out of the defensive goal square, and Oscar Roberts marks in front of the netball court pocket here at the WJ Finlay Oval, where the Magpies look to be happy to play a bit of red time footy. Long down the line, Laverty's the target. Cooper wound up from the back and got it going forward for the Rovers. Nice vision from Thompson. On to Murray with brute strength, who kicks to the top of the goal square. Christie's tracking back, palms it up to his own advantage, coming through his right, and he's happy to see it across the chalk for a minor score. So the Rovers are starting to click into gear, but it's not correlating to any scoreboard damage. They trail 3 behinds to the Magpies, 3-4-22 on the Maccas scoreboard.
Just seems long bomb at the moment for the Rovers, Bobby. Doesn't seem like there's any real structure going forward.
No, they look a bit disorganised moving the ball forward.
Jackson Clark, a good fist to space. Running onto this footy is Fraser Ellis, who just nudges it over the line. We have a boundary thrown right in front of our commentary position here at the WJ Finlay Oval. Dan Vaccaro, some 40-wing stats, please.
Yeah, well, the one midfielder that's really sort of flying the flag for Rovers is Charlie Thompson. 8 disposals for him early on the 40-wing stat sheet, and Sam Murray, he's racked up 9 disposals in the opening quarter.
For A-grade alls and batteries, Aiden Tilley spending a little bit of time in the ruck. It was a good fist. Catapan, surely a push in the back. Not sure how he got a hand pass in that position. McCartney, crunched by Stevens. Bit of work to do. Umpire says, give it to me. The umpiring in this first quarter has been sensational. Club Moala time clock, Gus McLeod has gone 25 minutes, still a 3-goal lead to the Wangaratta Magpies.
Haven't had a goal since the 9-minute mark. We're almost at the 25th for Club Moala.
It's been that way.
On centre wing, Ellis tackled quickly, dispossessed. Thompson gets busy at ground level, tries to burrow his way through, and we have another ball up. So it's been all Wangaratta Magpies in the opening term, and the Rovers are starting to work their way back into the contest, but yet to have an effect on the scoreboard. The Magpies try and break away as Stevens puts his head over the football. He was taken high in doing so by the co-captain of the Rovers, Xavier Allison. So Joel Stevens has got how many 40 wings?
7 disposals.
They've all been effective. That one's no exception. He gets the ball at the edge of the square and he finds Roberts. This is Oscar, who wants to go laterally and open up the fat side of the ground. He's found Harry Smart on the cricket pitch. Everyone bar one in the Magpies side of the 50. In come the Magpies, heading to the top of the square. 3 to beat was Young. Spills out the back. Murray's there for the Rovers. Clears defensive lines. Looking for Christie. Ball lands backwards and spills back into play. And Christie now sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in on centre wing.
Yeah, they're giving him a good old hiding in the inside 50s as well. Wang Magpies, 15 inside 50s this quarter to 9 as well. So that's where the game is being won at the moment by the Wangaratta Magpies on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Probably should be further in front, I think. The Rovers haven't looked pressing at all going inside forward 50. They might do on this occasion. Damon with a tumble punt. Looking for Christie. Good double fist there from Grossman. They have the numbers inside 50, but Wilson's hand pass was intercepted by Mark Anderson, who kicks it out to the far wing. It's rolling, and McMonigal is going to be the first one there with Waitai Tua applying really good pressure. Good tackle. Umpire says, give it to me in front of the project. Yeah, we heard that one. We certainly did. A long siren here at the WJ Finlay Oval ends the first quarter dominated by the black and the white in the second derby for 2026. They lead 3-4-22 to the Rovers, 3 behind. It's O&M Live on 102.1 Edge FM and 1494 2AY. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
Good stuff, guys.
I know, but then someone... I went back up 20 seconds later. I was like...
seconds.
Yep, we're proud to have helped them to keep moving too. We see them as family, and we've proudly helped local businesses in the community for over 30 years. Come see me, Jonathan and the team, and join the Border Bandag family, the most experienced tyre service on the border.
Second quarter.
Avis Bus Hire. Save money on fuel and carpool in a minibus from Avis. avis.com.au.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to O&M Live on 102.1 Edge FM and 1494 2AY, where it was all black and white in the opening quarter. They kicked the only 3 goals to hold a 19-point advantage over the Wangaratta Rovers, 3-4-22 to to the Rovers, 3 behinds. A goalless quarter for the reigning premiers and the ladder leaders. Dan Vaccaro alongside Blake Pender-Escott, also Gus McLeod, Bobby J. Dan, we'll head to you for our quarter's best in the opening quarter, all thanks to the Premix King.
Yeah, thank you, Panda. Yeah, goalless first quarter for Wangaratta Rovers, but probably their standout player. I thought Charlie Thompson in the engine room was really strong. He had 10 disposals. It looked like he was flying the flag for Rovers. Sam Murray got a lot of the footy, not a whole lot of impact, but he also has 10 disposals as well on the 40-wing stat sheet. And for Wangaratta Magpies, Joel Stevens, we were talking about him off air, he's fastly becoming one of the premier players in the comp. He had 7 disposals that quarter. Pity we don't do the stats on the kicking efficiency because it was right up there. It was brilliant to watch. And Jackson Clark as well, 6 disposals for him, but looks really dangerous.
We'll head to Bobby Jackson when we can on the boundary for Avis Wangaratta. Can you just give us a full stat update in that opening quarter, please, Dan Vaccaro?
Yeah, so the team stats as well, the clearance count was 6-4 in favour of Wangaratta Magpies. However, I thought Wangaratta Magpies got better looks. The free kick count 6-3, really well adjudicated game at the moment. And the inside 50 count 15 inside 50 Wangaratta Magpies, 10 inside 50 Wangaratta Rovers. Only the 1 mark inside 50 for each team. And Harrison Hewitt 4 disposals. Jackson Clark's had the 6 disposals. Cam Barrett's only had the 1 disposal, so quiet start for him. Joel Stevens 7, Tyson Young 3 and a goal, and Xavier Laverty 1 disposal and a goal. And for Wangaratta Rovers, as we mentioned earlier, Sam Murray's had the 10, Mitch Hardy 4 disposals, Lockie O'Brien's had the 4, Kieran Parnell's only had the 3, and Charlie Thompson, our quarter's best, has had the 10 disposals.
Bobby Jackson is boundary side for Avis Wangaratta. He's going to try and hunt someone down to stick the microphone in front of.
Yeah, I'm just stalking Big Lapo, just to catch him for a second. Great start, big fella. Great start.
Yeah, it was good. Good style of footy from both sides.
You seem to have gone to school with the matchups and the setups you've got. Jackson Clark on the coach for Wang Rovers. Is that something you went to school on?
Oh, it's something that if you keep doing the same thing and keep getting the same result, you've got to change. So, Jacko's a proud man. He's a leader of our club. So, leader to leader and see what happens.
That ball movement across half-back with Fraser Ellis behind the ball is a highlight at the moment. That's something you're going to try and press forward?
Well, he's actually playing on a wing. It's just a credit to him how fit he is and his work rate. He gets back and helps out the backs, and they really appreciate it.
Thanks, big fella. Good night.
Damien Lappin, the assistant coach of the Wangaratta Magpies there, Panda. Very highly regarded.
Yes, very highly regarded is Damien Lappin, doing a wonderful job. I think he runs things here in Wangaratta for Jason Heatley, who of course runs the Melbourne-based hub where a lot of the Wangaratta Magpie players are. Of course, a lot of the Wangaratta Rovers players also in Melbourne. It's astonishing in 2026 that you can have most of your players based out of Melbourne and you're still the 2 best teams in a local football competition, Gus.
Certainly are. That's where Squid Melville did his calf.
In Melbourne at training?
In Melbourne at training.
Okay. No good. So, the Rovers finally get on the scoreboard in the second quarter, all thanks to Jacob Hino. We're underway here on Edge FM and 2AY. We'll get a crowd guesstimate from Bobby J soon as Catapan sends a high footy to half forward. Oh, what a mark that is from Oscar Roberts, the younger brother of Jet. And those 2 Roberts boys are going to do some damage for a long time in this Wangaratta Magpies outfit. Goes short to Cam Barrett, having his best year for the Magpies, averaging 23 touches as Cam Barrett. The boy from Balranald onto Smart, good footy, and this is this open space that we've spoken about all day. Jackson Clark in towards Mapleson, good hands. Leapt up beautifully. He spots up a man inside 50. It's the hard-running Lockie Kennett, and that was just good footy to watch. He will line up 40 out directly in front.
We saw signs of this last week, Gus, didn't we, where Rovers were a little bit lazy on transition to set up their defence, and they're getting picked apart again here today. The precision movement of the footy by the Pies is one to see. They're getting the hands in the right players. Yeah, Cam Barrett across half-back and the captain, Jacko Clark. He's really having an influence on this game, Jacko Clark.
Gussie and I might ask one of these guys to dye their hair blonde. Hewitt, Ellis and Lockie Kennett all look very similar. Lockie Kennett comes in and he's just hooked it to the near side. So 3-5, 23 the Wang Magpies. The Rovers 3 behinds. All that on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, second term.
Murray got it from the kick in from Allison, and Allison's hard running has got him on the half-back flank. Kick was okay. Thompson on the half volley, crunching a big tackle from Stevens. Umpire said no prior, and we'll ball the footy up.
Just back on Cam Barrett there, Panda. He's, as you mentioned, a proud Balranald boy, as you know, just down the roads, the mighty township of Hay.
Who won, Bobby?
They played each other yesterday, and 25-goal win to Hay, so he didn't take the bet during the week.
Rightfully so. He sounds like a smart man. Across half forward. Waitai Tua, the best name in football. Back to Mark Anderson, who sets out to the top of the square. Flying high is Parnell. Oh, I reckon Umpire blew the whistle prematurely. Snap from Tyson Young. They're going to make you pay the Maggies. He's got 2. Steel line goal today. A crucial, costly fumble from Kieran Parnell.
So the difference between listening to the whistle and listening to the umpire there, I think the umpire actually blew the whistle in anticipation of the mark being taken by Parnell, but quickly called play on once the ball hit the ground. And the Rovers seem to have used that as a reason / excuse as to stopping. But the pro in Tyson Young and a gun, he kept playing to the voice that he heard from the umpire and kicked a fantastic goal. He's a quality player. He looks a little bit proppy, but gee whiz, he's producing some high quality for the Magpies.
Yeah, maximum impact Tyson Young. 4 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet, but 2 goals. He's their most impactful player for the Wang Magpies, Tyson Young.
Certainly is. And all of a sudden the margin's out to 26 points. And the Rovers really need to get going. That is an understatement. They dribble the footy forward towards Jace McQuaid, who just left the football behind. Dylan Wilson swoops on the footy. McCartney inboard hand pass to Christie, who snaps to a vacant goal square, and finally the Rovers are on the board. Will Christie with his 28th goal of the year. An opportunistic snap, and the Rovers get their first. 1-3-9, 4-5-29. All that on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Correct me if I'm wrong, D-Vac, but I think that's Will Christie's first touch. But he's an influential, high influential player, and demands a lot of defensive pressure and defensive respect, I suppose, from the opposition. So we want to get the ball in his hands as much as they possibly can if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, been well held. Will Christie and Rovers much needed goal for them. Only their 11th inside 50. Wangaratta Magpies have notched up 19 at the moment, so they are dominating the inside 50 count.
2 goals in the opening 3 minutes for Club Mulwala. 20-point lead to the visitors. Knowles in the ruck. There's a hold free kick. It's going to go the way of Hewitt.
That has to be 50.
Talk us through that, Panda.
That was silly. All he had to do, Bobby J, was throw the footy forward a metre, and he threw it to the ground. We saw that happen a few times yesterday at the sports ground where players just did not give the ball back to their opposition.
Was it
and
Thompson?
that was really silly.
It's the most simplest of rules and the most penalised 50 rule in the game, and yet we just cannot get it right as players, can we? That's a coach kill and a momentum kill, because Rovers just kicked the last goal and they'll be looking for another one.
Good real estate here, Bobby.
We are in Wangaratta.
Well, speaking of Wangaratta real estate, the market's going to go through the roof next week, I reckon. Here's Hewitt for the instant response for the Magpies. It looks good. He steers it through. The Rovers undo all their hard work with an instant reply. The Wangaratta Magpies have got 5 on O&M Live.
Geez, if you're Sam Murray, you're almost giving Charlie Thompson a spray. That you're already 20 points down. You give away a silly free kick or a 50 in that matter there, and that really hurts. And Wangaratta Magpies reply straight away. And some of their players are just having such a good game. Jackson Clark, 7 disposals for him, and we know how good he is with minimal disposals. Joel Stevens, 7 disposals. And Tyson Young's kicked 2 goals. So Wangaratta Magpies absolutely lighten up the 40-wing stat sheet.
It's not just the 50, D-Vac, it's the timing of it. Straight off the back, the next possession of the goal.
Why will the real estate market be hot in Wang?
Because you're leaving,
Yeah,
right?
that's a fair call. People will like to come in. Well, Parnell marked that footy and then tried to hip and shoulder Waitai to it in the exact same possession. That was strange. Here's Schulte, Gussie's man from a few weeks ago. Goes short to Parnell, wants to run and carry. Mitch Hardy usually does something good with the footy. On cue, looked after me to Will Christie. This is good build-up here for the Rovers. Lockie McCartney on a running carry, kicking long to the goal square. Getting 2 hands to it down there was Thompson, resting forward. Now he applies a tackle on right. And the umpire says, I'll have it. In a dangerous position here for the Wangaratta Rovers, who kicked their first goal at the 3rd minute of the 2nd quarter. They still trail by 26 points. There's a whistle. It's a ruck raffle free kick, and it's going to go to Will Christie. What for, Bobby J, for Avis?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a nudge, or who knows, really, honestly. It just didn't look right, so the free kick was there from what the umpire saw. So, as I mentioned before, this guy is, he's a superstar of our competition, and he was the O&M captain this year for a reason. And, he's the man that they can get the ball in and turn this game in a flash. We've seen him kick bagfuls week in, week out. He's really required by his club today.
14 goals in his last 4 games before today, and he's already got 1 goal this afternoon. Comes in, that just didn't look good. That was narrow off the right side of the foot, and it's through for a minor score. The Rovers 1-4-10. The Magpies 5-5-35 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Second term for Jacob Hino. We played 6 minutes, Gussie.
As they say in the classics, boys, that was yuck.
What classic says that, Bob?
You there? You there?
I'm there, mate.
Oh,
You there, Bobby J?
I just cut out for a second. I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, mate. It's all
Get on ChatGPT and Google it quickly.
What a save by our man Bob.
Down the line, well, I tell you what, thrown under the bus there was Lavity. He had 3 to beat. Now the ball spills out the back, and Parnell showing some footy IQ at the highest level, just continuously paddles the ball out of bounds. Boundary throw-in on centre wing, slightly into attack for the Maggies.
Sam Murray and Xavier Laddie just having a couple of words. You wouldn't expect anything less from those guys, but 4 inside 50 so far for Wang Magpies, only the 2 for Rovers so far.
Tilly in the ruck against Damon. Damon won the tap down towards Sam Murray, who tries to break out the back of the stoppage. On to Joel Smith, who opts for distance with his kick. Long down the line, it just stays inside the field of play, and the 2.27s see it out of bounds. Right in front of Bobby J, thanks to Avis Wangaratta.
Just a little one, Gus. Just keep an eye on Jace McQuaid. There might be another reason for him to play down forward. Remember the game against Yarrawonga where he got crunched in front of us?
Kidneys, Bob.
Yeah, the rumours are floating around Wangaratta that he's a little bit tender around those kidneys from that clash at Yarrawonga.
You wonder why he's playing if that's the case. There's Bader, tackled on the ground where he loves to be. Matty Bader Kelly.
Yeah, you're not exactly excused from contact if you play up forward, Blake.
Correct. Divac, ball up, Damon getting busy in the ruck, grabs it out of the ruck, snaps it forward for the Rovers. Good work by Paddy Wright, though, wins the footy back. It absolutely clean bowls Jackson Clark with a floater. That took his middle peg out. Joel Stevens on the right side of the foot. Little outstep kick towards Xavier Lavity, who just wanted that footy more than Cooper. Into the pocket, finds Young. He beelined that football, Xavier Lavity. He was not losing that contest. And Tyson Young, we know he's got a really good leg on him, is lining up for his 3rd goal. Slide angle, he'll kick from 51, 52 metres.
The skills of the modern-day footballer are one to behold. He was running away onto his right foot to kick that, and the players nowadays learn how to kick on the outside of their foot beautifully. That was a magnificent kick by Xavier Lavity.
So Tyson Young, who's kicked 13 goals for the year, he's kicked 15 because he kicked 2 today. Kick on the way, he is good. It's just across the face. 5 goals, 6.36, the Wang Magpies. Building that lead slowly, it's at 26. 1-4-10 are the Rovers on the CMV Truck and Bar scoreboard. Gussie for the Wang Pump Shop. We've gone 10 minutes in the second term for Club Moala.
Lockie O'Brien at full back. It's a move I've liked, Bobby J. Going across the half-back line.
Yeah, I think it was through necessity a few weeks ago when we did a game where he was just getting caught out on a wing, and Muzz decided to throw him across half-back to give them a bit of driving, give him a bit of freedom, and it seems to work for him.
Big fly from Smart, the smallest man on the ground. Sees it out of bounds for a boundary throwing.
Yeah, it's a really interesting start to the quarter. Sam Murray, 13 disposals for him. Mitch Hardy, he's only had the 6 disposals, hasn't had a real impact yet. So looking for an improvement for him and the players surrounding him for Rovers to get back into this game. But Wangaratta Magpies at the moment dominating the contest.
Boundary throwing on centre wing. Damon in the ruck, manhandled by Knowles. Knowles was then held.
Free
the
kick,
umpire's going to be paying a free kick to the Magpies here. Let's give the handball quickly onto Tyson Young, who kicks inside 50, searching for Hayden. He brought the ball front and square. Where are the crummers for the Magpies? Ball's loose and in dispute. Lavity via hands. His handball to the wrong coloured jumper. Now busting his way through is O'Brien. He's got leg speed, the Morris medalist, and he kicks down the showgrounds wing. McQuaid flew high and paid the mark or a free kick. So it's going to be a free kick to McQuaid. Now on to Hardy. Runs into a lot of trouble. Paddy Wright trouble. Turn over to Young.
Yeah, what a tackle that is. A Mawson's concrete tackle play of the day. Young on to Lavity. Marks out wide. He's going to play on straight away. He's got an open goal square. High up and under. He just didn't get good connection. It's across the face for a minor score. But that is a team-lifting tackle from Paddy Wright on Mitch Hardy. That will make Jason Heatley very happy, Bobby, for Avis Wangaratta.
Yeah, a one-on-one contest like that, you'd want to, at the very least, draw even, but he actually laid a perfect tackle and got the ball back in his club's favour, and they look good on the Pies.
Margin 26 for Jacob Hino in favour of the Pies. Good hand pass from Jackson Clark, sitting off the back of the contest as McLuhan didn't get good purchase on the snap, and it's marked 10 metres from his defensive goal square to Noah Schulte. He goes short to Sam Murray. Barely went the required, and Brodie Fowler has it deep in defence for the Rovers, but they still trail Gussie by 26 points. We've played 11 minutes for Club Moala.
On O&M Live for Wangaratta Pump Shop, Gus McLeod and Panda Escott calling on Edge FM and 2AY as Lewis takes 2 bounces, long down the clubroom side of the Finlay Oval. He goes down the line. I reckon Thompson's floating forward, and he's marked in front of the grandstand. A kick and a half from home. waiting for his troopers to arrive. He lowers the eyes and he finds a teammate. Umpire said play on. Back to Thompson, sells a bit of candy. Roberts got him in a tackle, so now he goes to Christie via hand on the non-preferred left boot. Lob wedge inside 50. Damon the target. Paddy Wright at ground level. Onto Barrett. Kick was smothered off the boot. Now Lockie Smart, Harry Smart I should say, fires one wide. Works out okay. He finds McCloonan. And the Magpies want to open up the fat side of the ground. Grossman.
Ed Damon's got a sore hand here, boys. Well, looks or arm, lower arm.
Down the showground side wing to Bader Kelly. Welcome back, Bader. Second senior game for 2026. He goes long down the line, finds a teammate, and Stevens is going to send the Magpies into attack.
Mark that footy on the man he sat next to on the play, and Kieran Parnell. The kick, though, from Stevens wasn't great, which is something you don't say normally, because he's a good user of the sharing. We might go to Dan Vaccaro quickly for some 40 winks.
Yeah, you just mentioned that man, Joel Stevens, had 10 disposals already in this contest. He's a super player, averaging 25 disposals per game in season 2026, Panda.
Allison's kick out of defence asks a lot of Catapan. Oscar Roberts floats in, and it was a smart little tap back to he knew where Waitai Tua was a teammate. Grubber kick down the line from Fraser Ellis looking for Mapleson. Clark with a wonderful hand pass to Tilly, snapping towards goal. Didn't get good purchase at all. Hooked it too far. Had a little bit more time than what he thought, and it's a minor score for the Pies. 5-7-37 to the Rovers, 1-4-10. If you've just joined us, they kicked their first goal at the 3rd minute of the second quarter. They were held goalless in the opening quarter, and they trailed by 27 points.
Slightly overcast here in Wangaratta today, but picture-perfect conditions for football and a good crowd in the house at the WJ Finlay Oval. The Rovers work the ball long down the showground side. Mark Anderson applies some defensive pressure, sees the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, continuing to dominate this contest, Wang Magpies. They have had the 9 inside 50s already this quarter, 24 for the game. Wangaratta Rovers only had 13 for the game, so completely dominating Wangaratta.
Second turn for Jacob Hino on O&M Live. Christie in the ruck, up against Knowles. Knowles fed it on to Kelly for the Magpies. High up and under, long towards the contest. Cooper got the fist in. Allison overran the football. Ball's in dispute on the wing. Stevens tries to smash his way through. Umpire blew the whistle and will ball the footy up slightly into attack on the wing for the Magpies.
Gus and Panda with you for the Wang Pump Shop here on O&M Live. Great to have your company here on Edge FM and 2AY and O&M Snap Print Solutions TV. Mental health round in the Ovens of Murray as the ball is fisted over the line. About 60 around from the Wangaratta Magpies goal. Bobby J, what's happening downstairs? Ed Damon was a little sore earlier.
Yeah, Ed Damon's just getting his left wrist taped as we speak right now. Looks a little bit tender and sore, but the big fella's going to tape it up and have another crack, I think.
Christie had that ruck contest unopposed and he missed his foot. Sort of summed up the first quarter and a bit for the Wang Rovers. Stewie Booth didn't gain much meterage at all with that kick, and we have another scrimmage on the edge of the square in front of the scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro, some 40 winks for us.
Yeah, well, we just mentioned inside 50s earlier. They had Wangaratta Rovers are first in the competition for inside 50s per game, 50. They've only had 13, more than halfway through the second quarter, so keeping it out of their forward half, Wang Magpies are.
Got a whistle here, Bobby J. It's going to go the way of the Rovers.
Yeah, just holding the ball, dropping the ball, a free kick over there. They're lacking their normal polish and connection, aren't they, Rovers? They just don't seem to be all on the same page right here, right now.
Murray broke away from the contest, but the boundary umpire said, come back, Muzz. You went out of bounds. Boundary throw-in front of the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, which shows the Magpies in front. 5-7-37 to the Rovers, 1-4-10. We've played 16 minutes for Club Mulwala.
Jet Roberts and Sam Murray having some serious words still with each other. No love lost between these two sides. Christie grabbed the throw-in and jammed it on the boot straight away to the young man playing his second game. Sam Rourke goes into the pocket looking for Jace McQuaid. Front posse on Paddy Wright. Jet Roberts put his head over the pill and he got a high one. He drew that free kick beautifully to Jet Roberts, averaging 21 touches for the Wang Magpies across half-back this year, Gussie.
How good are the Roberts boys being in 2026? A revelation.
Absolutely. They love the brothers here in Wangaratta. Of course, the Anderson boys. Jamie not playing with the Pies anymore.
The Hollandine boys.
Yep. Marjanovic, bit of work to do. The kick from Oscar Roberts wasn't great, and the Rovers turn it over on centre wing.
Smith, long down the line, no one to really kick to. McQuaid in a foot race. Jet Roberts gets there first. Now it spills out the back. Paddy Wright back onto Roberts. Across the face of goal. Dangerous ball from Mark Anderson. Didn't come off the boot nicely, but it works out okay. It's still effective. Grossman with poise and precision, finds Jackson Clark behind centre wing. How many for Jacko?
Yeah, just had his 10th disposal then, Gussie.
Searches for Kennett. Kick was a bit too hot for him. Christie's going to mop up the crumbs. Breaks away, keeps the footy alive. A little bit of candy. Now feeds it onto the left foot of O'Brien, who goes up towards half forward. He's got the Rooster McCarthy in space. This kick so crucial, and he's done brilliantly. Inside 50, he's found Stewie Booth, and Booth have a shot from 40 on a slight angle.
Yeah, Rooster McCarthy just brings a calm to the side whenever he gets the footy, doesn't he? And there's no better example there of taking the footy and just taking a deep breath and wait to see what unfolds in front of him and hit the lead that presented up to him nicely. Understatement, lads, this is a much-needed goal for the Wangaratta Rovers.
That was the first time they have had any space inside their forward 50 at all, Gussie.
So Stewie Booth kicking to the Evans Street end for the home side. Right foot kick, makes good connection, steers it through and brings the margin back to 21 points on O&M Live. 2-4-16 plays 5-7-37 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
You mentioned that earlier, Panda. The only time they had space kicking in their forward 50, well, that resembles their marks inside 50. They've only taken 2 marks inside 50 for their 17 entries. So the proof is in the pudding there. But Rovers, much needed goal. 2-4-16 plays 5-7-37, trailing Wang Rovers. So Wangaratta Magpies playing some good footy.
Of course, the winner gets top spot here today and could, at this midway part of the season, almost up the minor premiership, which is remarkable to say, but these two are well clear of the rest in the Ovens and Murray. The two big boys at this stage of the decade, the Magpies and the Rovers. Here's Thompson, who's been really busy for the Wangaratta Rovers. Wants a give and go with Philo, who wasn't on the same page, onto O'Brien, so forcing to hand pass. Sam Murray ended up faking and dropping the football. It actually worked out all right. Here's Mitch Hardy. They've made hard work of this, the Rovers, but it might work out okay. Damon has the footy. 2 kicks from home. Gives it back to Mitch Hardy, who kept on going with gut running. Flying shot on goal is not his best effort. It's across the face for 1 minor score, but they are still starting to build a little bit of scoreboard momentum here. 2-5-17 the Rovers, 5-7-37 the Wang Magpies on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. We've gone 19 minutes DVAC for Club Moala.
Yeah, well, they fixed their clearance game, Panda. They've had 7 clearances this quarter after only having the 4 in the first, and they've kept Wang Magpies to only having the 5 clearances in the second quarter. So their midfielders getting to work.
Murray across half forward, set sail inside attacking 50. It spills out the back, head over the football. I reckon was Christie, and he was crunched and maybe a little bit unlucky not to get a free kick. In the end, the umpires are going to ball the ball up deep into attack.
You're right there, Gussie. I think there's a little one across the shoulder there, but the umpires on the blind side of the contest.
Christie took it from the ruck, was dispossessed quickly. The Magpies desperately appealing for a free kick. They won't get it. Umpire Tommy Lockhart's going to ball it up once again. Top of the goal square at the Evans Street end. Little something from nothing from McCarthy. Got boot to ball in the nick of time, but he put it wide for a minor score. So not a great display of accurate goal kicking here. 20-point buffer in favour of the Maggies.
Fair to say, Bobby, I reckon this game's sort of going down the same path for yesterday's contest.
Oh, please don't say that.
Well, it's just lost a little bit of its sizzle.
Maybe let's just say the pressure's good.
Yeah, it is, but it's just lost a little bit of its sexiness. Anyway,
I hope you're wrong. You're very rarely wrong, but I hope you're wrong.
Well, I hope I am too. Jackson Clark with good precision. Kennett, they link up by hand. Marjanovic with pace through the middle of the ground. Right foot banana into space, looking for Beta Kelly. Bit of work to do against Joel Smith, who's happy to see this footy over the line, across the chalk, and it will be thrown back in 50 around for the Wang Magpies goal. 2 goals apiece in this second term, Dan Vaccaro. The margin sits at 21 points, all thanks to CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, just got to get to work a bit more, Rovers, but Sam Murray, he's getting leather poisoning at the moment. He's had 18 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet so far.
All right, 19 points, Gussie. The scoreboard in front of him was just a little bit hidden.
All's well that ends well, Balake, and it's going to come back, I reckon, inside 50 for the Magpies. So they went the other switch in the end.
Geez, that Barbie smells good.
Not that we're hungry. Roberts. Bit of a chaos ball back towards Matt Hayden for the Magpies. He goes via hand to Hewitt. Hewitt back onto a runner in Smart. He wants to switch laterally. Mark Anderson on the cricket pitch, opens up the fat side of the ground, and Waitai Tua has got some work to do. He's got company in Rourke. Rundown tackle was good. Tua got the ball away in the nick of time. Barrett wasn't able to be clean. Allison bowled him over. A battle of the, well, I'm not going to say it.
The bald heads.
The battle of the bald heads. A couple of the hat operators.
Watch out, mate. We're everywhere, mate. Just watch out.
Maybe a trip to Turkey for those two. Is that what you're saying, Gus?
Well, I'll be there next year.
Turkey.
Yeah, what's the go with that?
They changed their name officially a couple
As
of
a
years
country?
ago. Yep.
Wow.
Yep, to Turkey.
Okay, Sam Murray out of the stoppage. Not sure he could even do that. Scrimmers it to half forward. Here's Lockie McCartney. Good kick favouring the Rooster McCarthy, who marks at 50, runs to 40. It looked good all the way, and it just faded at the last minute. And they're peppering the sticks of the Rovers, albeit they are 2 goals, 7-19 to the Magpies. 5 goals, 7-37. We saw North Albury 1-9 yesterday, and Corowa also 1-9, Gussie. So the Rovers, they aren't quite that bad, but they're not far off.
A few goal-kicking coaches might be getting some phone calls during the week, Bobby J, for Avis.
Yeah, you did right. It's a little bit, it's a frustration of our game since the start of time, isn't it? Really, it's a contagious disease that can go through a team on a Saturday afternoon, isn't it? You kick 1 point, and next thing you know, you've got 9 on the board. So it's a tough one to get out mid-game.
Thompson for the Rovers, fed it on to Philo, who gets the ball inside 50, but it's an intercept mark to Harry Smart. Talk about players that have just rose in 2026. Harry Smart is certainly one of them. As the ball comes to Cam Barrett, who's had a great season, on to Harry Hewitt. The Magpies are running with pace down centre wing in the hands of Kennett. In his first season in black and white, he finds Aidan Tilley across half forward. A congested forward line awaits. He waits for the right approach. He goes inside 50, searching for Kelly. Cooper was there for the Rovers, on to Smith, who pumps it as far as he possibly can out of D50. McCartney's found O'Brien, and here come the Rovers.
Takes a casual bounce, does the Morris medalist. Pops it over the top to the hard-running man to the left of him, which is Catapan. He can run inside the forward half of the ground. The bounce almost didn't come back to him, and he has to retreat a fair way. Lockie McCartney gives that ball a lot of air, finds Wilson, edge of the square. True centre wing of the WJ Finlay. Kicks it towards a teammate in Mitch Hardy, who had no idea what was coming the other way, but it was a really good kick. He points to the goals. He gives it off to Brody Philo, and why not? Because Brody Philo loves a long bomb. Downtown from Brody, the man you want running past from a handball received. And the Rovers get their 3rd goal of the quarter, and the margin is back to 12 points.
Yeah, what a finish there by Brody Philo. Who else would you expect to kick it through the sticks, especially when both teams have been so inaccurate? He's a superstar. And Mitch Hardy, he's starting to get to work. Their midfield altogether, Rovers are starting to get to work. They've had 9 clearances this quarter after only having the 4 in the first. So that's where I think the game's edging back in their favour, is their midfield. And Sam Murray's leading the pack. He's had 9 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Charlie Thompson with the 15 as well, Gussie.
First time the Rovers have had back-to-back goals today. It's taken 25 minutes for Club Mulwala. Back in the middle of the ground as Stevens hacks the ball forward onto Harry Hewitt. The kick missed Matt Kelly. Now it's in dispute 50 metres from goal. Kelly, good pick up, tackled quickly by Allison. We're going to ball it up at the top of the 50 for the Magpies. So 3-7-25 plays 5-7-37. The Magpies lead the Rovers for Jacob Hino here on O&M Live. As Charlie Thompson got it from the ruck contest and went out to the showground side. Nice bit of footwork and hands from Roberts, who kicks inside 50, searching for Hayden. The kick had a bit too much on it from Oscar. And it's a boundary throw in 40 metres out from Magpie goal, who haven't kicked one since the 5-minute mark of the second term. Bobby J.
Yeah, just a quick one on the Roberts brothers. They're very calm and collected under pressure, aren't they? Both of them have got that little bit of calmness every time they get near the footy or get the footy in hands. They're impressive duo.
Murray, bit of work to do to keep the footy in front of him. Happy to see it across the line. Just give us the numbers on that matchup, please. The 2 captains for the respective sides. Divac?
Yeah, Sam Murray has had the 19 disposals. He has been fantastic in this game, and a couple of really big ball winners. Joel Stevens has been a bit quiet this quarter, 9 disposals for him, and Jackson Clark, he has had the 10 disposals for Wangaratta Magpies.
Tilly doing the part-time ruck, taps it towards Xavier Laverty. Once again, we have another boundary throw in. So winners yesterday in round 11, Lavington over North Albury, Wodonga over Corowa, Myrtleford over Albury, and Yarrawonga over the Wodonga Raiders.
And winners today, North Melbourne over the Dons.
Yep.
Hasn't happened yet, but it will.
Freo over Gold Coast.
I'll tell you now, boys, danger going for North Melbourne.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can tell you that right now for free. Mitch Hardy tries to tap the football towards himself. Ellis out there. got crunched with a high one over the footy. Did not like
Yeah,
that at
here we
all.
go,
It's on
here we go.
It's on air. Forgive me, I'm not sure who was on the bottom of that contest who tapped. I think it was Lockie McCartney. Made him really earn that. I've seen that man lift weights in the gym. He's a big man, Lockie McCartney. Put me to real shame, which isn't hard to do. And Fraser Ellis has a free kick out on the far side.
I know who I'd prefer to run into in a dark alleyway, Panda. And it's not the bloke with tattoos.
There you go.
I got one.
Do you?
Yeah, well,
Oh, that's news to me.
Where is
Inside
it?
50 go from Tilly tried to claim the mark. Ball's in dispute. Kelly burrows his way through. That's what he's synonymous with. Big beta.
The man's got ink. The man's got ink.
This is news to the call team. And
Unfortunately, none of us will see it, ever.
Could
I
make
hope.
for a very interesting halftime show. Damon from the ruck contest.
I'm going over the old scoreboard.
Hacks it out of bounds.
Don't
We
go
don't
over there.
pay deliberate, boys.
I hear that
We don't-
story's a real pisser, that one.
We're going to need a new pill here, Bobby J. That ball's gone over the fence, so we're up to ball number 3.
Those kids going to make an absolute mozza at school on Monday where they sell those footies.
I'll
Out
be
comes
jumping
it.
on
Oh,
Marketplace to have a look after this.
yeah.
What do you mean, boys? You just go and see Kano and pinch him from O&M House. 28 minutes gone for Club Mulwala.
What's a good sharing cost you these days? $200?
150 to 200, I think, yeah.
I reckon a match one in the AFL is north of 300.
Yep, agreed.
The best of the best. So
And they still can't kick
hang
a
on,
goal.
hang on here, boys. I've got a funny feeling that something has gone a bit off here. I reckon the umpire's getting a card out. There is paperwork out from the men in green here. The boundary umpire is making note of something.
You are absolutely spot on,
Tommy
Gussie.
Lockhart and Jaden Taylor-Perkins are the umpires here that are intervening. And I reckon a boundary umpire is feeding some information to the central umpires, and I can only assume it's a verbal because the umpires have stopped the game here as the ball's gone out of bounds. So the boundary umpire is feeding information to the central umpires, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone's going in the book.
Jackson Clark, the captain of the Wang Magpies, has his hand on his hips about 10 metres away, trying to work out what's going on. Fraser Ellis and Sam Murray are talking very happily towards each other. So this must have something to do with that scrimmage, Bobby J.
It was that hit over the boundary
Yeah,
line.
I think it was Fraser Ellis and Lockie McCartney
It
that
was
in the Donnybrook over the far side. So, yeah, that's the farthest point of the ground for us as commentators to see. So, unless you had the bush tunnels on it, boys, we're only sort of guessing at this stage. But I can't help but think that something's happened out of that incident.
It was off camera, so you can actually see the umpire here blows the whistle as we're watching the replay here for Jacob Hino. He blows the whistle, the field umpire, before the ball went out of play. So that to me suggests something happened off camera as Ed Damon kicked the ball out of defensive 50.
You're right, Gussie. We're all a little confused here. We'll try and have some sort of explanation at half time because we won't know until then. We might see if Bobby J, maybe not stick the microphone into the umpires, but maybe just have a word with them as we come off just to try and work out what's happened.
Someone's definitely going in the book here. The two captains are speaking. In fact, Sam Murray is speaking with the umpires alongside Jackson Clark. And I reckon they're pointing to Matt Kelly for a conversation here.
Yep, I reckon Matt Kelly might be going in the book here.
Is there going to be a card come out?
I think he's got a bit of blood coming out of a brow by the looks of it. Beta's wiping him.
So he's coming over for a conversation now. The boundary umpire is a young man, and he's conducting himself very well here. He's done a good job to just get the central umpires involved.
Red card. There's two coloured cards there.
So a yellow card has been given.
To who?
To Matt Kelly, I'm assuming.
Yep. To Matt Kelly.
He didn't actually point the card at Matt Kelly, which makes it a little bit confusing.
Yes.
But Tommy Lockhart, the umpire, is going to run Matt Kelly off the ground. Now, we're going to have to watch this back and get a proper understanding and explanation. But this is one of the more strange cardings I've seen. We're heading to 31 and a half minutes here on O&M Live, but all I can assume is that what might have been a scruffle that involved Matt Kelly.
Or something has been said. That's the only thing that we can assume, which we shouldn't do, but we got no idea what's happened here.
So
that'll be 15 minutes of match play.
So write that time down.
Is this going again?
31 minutes, Dan Vaccaro, is the time of when the card has been shown.
And the flag is out of the window, and the timekeeper's next to us.
So they'll be able to help us with that. So the Wangaratta Magpies are going to be down to 17 men. Matt Kelly has been yellow carded for the visitors, and we're yet to have a proper understanding as to why. What we do know is 25 plays 37. The Rovers have a great chance to get the momentum back, and I still reckon there's 2 or 3 minutes left to go here in the second term for Jacob Hino.
Well, play it safe here, but Bobby J is in between the two benches, so see if you can just make your way over to the Wangaratta Magpies bench at half-time and just try and get some sort of understanding as to what's happening.
I was just watching Bader come off then, and they asked him, and he's basically shrugging his shoulders, not sure. So I'm not sure whether Bader's the right man to ask.
Well, he's handled it quite well then if that's the case.
Yeah, well, I would have thought so too, Divac.
Has to have been told what for.
Yeah.
So Charles Ledger has the ball deep in defence. The score is 37-25, favouring the Magpies, and Sam Murray has slipped over right in front of goal. Now the Rovers are right under defensive pressure here. Magpies applying it. Murray goes and helps out like a really good leader after he stuffed up and slipped over. Clears defensive lines, but it's coming back with a vengeance. Ellis spots up Joel Stevens, who marked maybe 2 seconds before the halftime siren. And Joel Stevens will have a shot on goal, 50 out, 5 metres in from the boundary.
Bobby J's, he got the leg?
I reckon Bobby J might be having a conversation with somebody.
What about you, Divac?
I think he's got it in him, Gus. It's a very, very tight angle, but I think he's got the distance.
So Joel Stevens to give the Magpies a whole lot of momentum going into the halftime break. It doesn't have the legs. And Mitch Hardy fists it over the line for 1 minor score. So a really confusing, strange end to a great opening half here at the Wangaratta Derby. If you've just joined us, the Magpies led by 19 points at quarter time. They now lead by 13 points at halftime, 5-8 to 3-7. And Matt Kelly has just been yellow carded for an incident we don't really know why. We might just hold the break a little bit. Bobby J, do you have any idea what has happened 5 minutes ago?
We're under the belief that Nate has been picked out of a scruffle for striking. So that's the belief that we've got here on the bench. And I'll just try and do some more digging before...
Okay.
We'll come back to you after the break then, Bobby J.
Bobby J will do a little bit of work, and we might stick around and help Divac host the halftime show. So the Magpies lead by 13 points, 38-25. It's O&M Live on Edge FM 2AY, where you won't miss a thing.
A.T. Jones, your local Ongas.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
there's a home. There's
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Yeah, as we saw late in that quarter, I reckon it would have been probably the 22nd, 23rd minute mark of that quarter. There's a bit of a scuffle that broke out on the far side of the norm inside of the oval here, and a bit of a scuffle involved with 3 or 4 players from each side that, a bit of remonstration and nothing untoward that looked from a distance, but yet 3 minutes later, a pause or a halt to play happened, and young boundary umpire, I think was it Tommy Lockhart, or one of the umpires forced a stoppage in play to discuss a yellow card / reporting of Matt Kelly. And I broke into I worked my way into the Magpies huddle there at half time as the boys were coming off, and spoke to both Buff Carmody, the runner, and also Bader himself in Matty Kelly, and asked what happened was, and something innocuous has been made a report with Matt Kelly being reported for striking.
There you go. That is the voice of Bob Jackson, just explaining the confusion late in that second quarter. So Matt Kelly has been reported for striking and has been yellow carded, so he'll be off for 15 minutes. He's already served probably a couple, so you'd think the first 12 or so minutes of the third quarter he will be sitting off. But nonetheless, we've still got a game on our hands, Bob, and the score at the moment is, while it's wayward from both teams, it's Wangaratta Rovers 3-7-25 plays Wangaratta Magpies 5-8-38. And what did you make of the half, Bob? I felt like in the second half, Wangaratta Rovers played better. Their midfield got to work, but Wangaratta Magpies are just having the football on their terms at the moment.
They certainly have. The first 8 minutes of the game produced 3 goals to the Wangaratta Magpies, and they got off to a flyer, and it basically turned into a bit of an arm wrestle where Rovers tried to get themselves back into the game for the remainder of that first quarter. And then in the second quarter, we just saw a little bit of not a momentum change as such, but Rovers just set up structure a little bit better and tried to get themselves back into the game. And they went goal for goal there for a little bit, and then the Rovers finished the quarter with back-to-back goals at the 18-minute mark and 25th minute mark of the quarter to bridge the gap to 13 points at half-time. But you didn't see not so much a massive shift in momentum, just a little tweaking of Rovers just trying their hardest to get back into the game off the back of a couple of prime movers, and mainly Lockie O'Brien and the captain and the coach, Sam Murray, who's had in excess of 20 touches in the first half, which we'll touch on in a sec. But the Rovers are really trying hard to get back into the game, but I can't help but think the Magpies have come to play today and come to done their research and really put the Rovers to the sword with the setup in the forward 50, where they started the game with Tyson Young, Xavier Laverty, and also Aidan Tilley in that forward 50, where they went in tall, and that stretched the defenders of the Rovers, which forced Kieran Parnell, one of their key prime moves across half-back, to play a stay-at-home role to a certain degree.
Yeah, very comprehensive by our man, Bob Jackson. Speaking of comprehensive, we'll go through some stats on the 40 Wing stat sheet as well. Some team stats, some player stats, and then I'll get some goal kickers off you, Bobby Jackson, as well. So the clearance count, 15-12. I thought Rovers were brilliant in that second quarter in the clearances. They had 11 in the second quarter, so they really fought back hard. The free kick count, 7-11. Been a really good adjudicated game, I must say. The umpiring has been top-notch, which it usually is in O&M footy. The inside 50 count, Wangaratta Rovers have had 20, Wangaratta Magpies have had the 29, so it is slowly getting there from that deficit in the first quarter. The marks inside 53, marks inside 50 for Wang Rovers. That's probably where they're suffering a little bit, and Wangaratta Magpies have had the 7. And then for our player, Sam Murray's got leather poisoning as always, averaging 33 disposals per game in season 2026. He's had 21 at half-time. Mitch Hardy's had the 10 disposals. Just started getting going a little bit in that second quarter, Mitch Hardy, but hasn't been at his prolific best as he usually is. And Lockie O'Brien, he's at the 8 disposals off half-back. Kieran Parnell, the 5 disposals. And Charlie Thompson, he's playing a really good game of footy with the 16. And Wangaratta Magpies, now Harrison Hewitt. I thought he's been a little bit quiet, Harrison Hewitt. Only had the 8 disposals to half-time. We hold him in such high regard. Jackson Clark, I thought he's been one of their best players. 11 disposals, but what he does with the footy is second to none. Cam Barrett, he's been reasonably quiet for his really high standards as well. 5 disposals for him. Joel Stevens, he's been fantastic with 11 disposals. Tyson Young's kicked the 2 goals for 6 disposals, and Xavier Laverty's had the 4 disposals and kicked a goal in that first term. Bob, as we go on to some goal kickers.
Goal kickers for both sides. We'll go through the Wangaratta Magpies first and foremost. We've got a duo, a double to Tyson Young, who kicked 1 in each of the first 2 quarters, and singles to Matt Hayden, Harry Hewitt, and also Xavier Laverty. While we'll go across to the Wangaratta Rovers, they've all got singles to Stewie Booth, Will Christie, and Brody Philo with that long bomb outside 50 there with a handball receive. So he's trying his hardest. A lot of them are trying their hardest, but sometimes it might need a collective effort for the team to get back into it.
If you just joined us, this is the halftime show for McDonald's, and we're doing the Derby down here in Wangaratta, and so far it's Wangaratta
Is it Derby or Derby?
I don't know. I call it Derby, but it's where you're from as well. I think
Yes.
Overseas you usually say Derby or Derby, but
Castle.
It's a rivalry nonetheless.
Yes.
We'll stick with the rivalry, and at halftime it's Wangaratta Rovers 3-7-25 trails Wangaratta Magpies 5-8-38. A really good game on our hands here, and always with a little bit of controversy as well as you get from these two teams. And around the grounds, there's been some other games for Everton Farm Supplies in this round as well. Of course, there's a standalone game on the Sunday. So all the games took place yesterday, and we'll go through some of them. Lovington Panthers, victors over North Albury at the Lovington Sports Ground. Lovington 11-9-75. Plays North Albury 9-12-66. Wodonga Raiders crashing back down to earth after their great win a couple of weeks ago. 3-6-24. Got an absolute hiding from Yarrawonga. 7-11-113. Wodonga Bulldogs are a really good win after a really close loss last week against Wangaratta Magpies, who are playing today. 11-10-76, defeating Coral Rutherglen 6-15-51. And Albury Tigers have just about put a line through their season.
Some massive news here. Some massive news.
Hold on.
Massive news.
We've just, for those listening, we did buy some raffle tickets today, and it looks like we are the winners. So there you go. Who's going to take the lamb?
Gus McLeod and myself, we're going halves in a lamb. That's unbelievable behaviour.
How good is that? We're going to have a cook up at Gus McLeod's house. And the final game that's rounding out the round yesterday was Albury. Their season, you can put a line through 9-8-62, plays Murderford 13-11-89. And then as we go over to the big boys in the AFL, the games that have taken place so far is the Brisbane Lions on Thursday night defeating Sydney Swans 126-83. Friday night it was the Hawks over GWS 96-82. I went to that game. Crowd was very poor, Bobby Jackson. Unfortunately, the GWS crowd doesn't travel too well. And then on Saturday, the Carlton Blues, Josh Fraser, the first interim coach, that's going to be a premiership coach. 117 plays West Coast 64, and Collingwood 106 good for the Richmond Tigers 72. And then last night the showdown, Port Adelaide 97 defeating Adelaide 71. That was a big win. And then the games today, the Who Cares Cup, North Melbourne versus Essendon. No one gives a crap about that game. I can tell you that for free. And then later today at 5:10. Bobby Jackson, it's Fremantle Dockers play Gold Coast Suns will be a little bit more interesting. But back to this game, half-time.
Wait there, hang on. Are we going to talk about the scoreboard story? What are we going to do first? The scoreboard story, or are we going to talk about the second half?
So the scoreboard story, Bob, you take it.
No, you take it.
Okay, I'm going to say the G-rated story, which is the great men that do the scoreboard here. We did ask the staffers of Wangaratta Rovers, why don't we have an electric scoreboard? And the reason being is because
this is
the
fantastic.
great help the helping hands of Wangaratta Rovers is a few old fellas that do the scoreboard week in, week out on the other side of the ground. And they absolutely love it. It makes their weekend. They don't want an electric scoreboard because they want to do the traditional old scoreboard every single week for this footy team, which is fantastic, Bobby Jackson.
So, but on the flip side of that, you've just handballed me that at the real where we've got to get dirty. But on the flip side, Snap Printing Solutions, they've got a big screen here on the hill just to the left of the broadcast box, which I noticed while I was out in the middle. And I think that's a fantastic idea. Similar setup to the Albury Sports Ground.
Yeah. They're
actually playing the live stream at the game, which is fantastic for our people at the game, and also fantastic from Snap Print Solutions that help us out. But the back end of that story, obviously, with the scoreboard is that the two gentlemen need to go to the toilet and relieve themselves in a bucket. And what they do at half time is they carry that bucket across the ground to empty it in the toilet and go back over the other side of the ground.
Jesus Christ. Well, on that note, that is a wrap for our halftime show. It is the halftime show for McDonald's. We're going to take a break, the second half on the other side of the break. And on OMFNL Live, you will not miss a thing.
Got a local news.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Seconds left to go for what we can only believe is a striking incident late in that second quarter. Sam Murray kicks the ball to the wing. Barrett with a really good tackle on Brody Philo. Brought him to ground, dropped the footy. And a free kick to Cam Barrett at half back. Repeating the scores, the Wang Magpies 5-8-38 over the Rovers 3-7-25. Blake Pandarescott with you, Gus McLeod, Dan Vaccaro and Bobby Jackson all lined up for you in this second half. Tilly got two hands to it, bounced off his head, probably stiff not to claim the mark. And a boundary throw-in right in front of our man Bobby J for Avis Wangrata. So just updating Bobby J for those who just missed it. What was the reason behind the yellow card for Matt Bader Kelly?
An alleged striking against Matt Kelly.
So he striked himself?
Against, I'm not sure who the player was. I think it might have been Lockie McCartney.
Well, they were the two that were sort of involved, Bobby J, and we saw in the replay that Brody Philo remonstrated almost immediately. So where there's smoke, they're off in his fire. Watch this space. The MRP will have their hands full there. Speaking of hands full.
Oh, it's taken a minute and a bit, but we'll get to it in a second, hey? Someone's eating lamb cutlets tonight. Let's just say that, Gussie.
Didn't we go halves?
Oh, I haven't seen the cash, Bobby J.
Oh, hang on.
Long down the line. Here comes Damon. And he's marked here, and I'll tell you what, there's no love lost between these two sides. The rivalry's starting to come to fruition. Murray breaks away with brute pace, but he was running too fast. He tripped over his own foot, out of bounds on the full. Take nothing away from the chase from Jackson Clark. The captain is rising to the occasion today, Bobby J.
He certainly is. He's playing a wonderful game, both offensively and defensively. He's putting just a little bit of pressure on Sammy every time he gets near the footy, but when he gets the footy, he's just as damaging.
Number 613, the winner of the full leg of lamb at the Wangrata Rover raffle, went to one truly Gus McLeod.
What time do you want us there, Gus?
Yeah, when are we coming around for dinner?
I reckon we get the spit out, and we have an O&M Live spit roast.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Baby.
Sounds good.
A couple of roast spuds, Gussie.
Invite only.
Cauliflower and cheese. Oh, gee whiz, that's what I want for dinner tonight.
Invite only.
Settle down.
Gus has literally, there's a crowd of 2,000 people here. He's won the lamb. Go and get stuffed. The second time O&M have won, Ovens and Murray Live, have won a ground raffle in the last 3 years.
It's actually the third. Robbie McKinlay won it at the Magpies once and didn't share.
Well, that's not a surprise.
No, not a great surprise.
At
What are you
all.
implying, Panda?
Nothing.
Big Maccabee tuning in.
Boundary throw in right in front of our commentary position. Damon taps it down. Clark and Murray, the two big boys, still going at it all day. Just those numbers of those two boys, please, Dan Vaccaro.
6-1-3. Oh, sorry, you wanted the stats.
Sam Murray, 24 disposals, and Jackson Clark's had the 12. But Jackson Clark, his impact has been second to none.
Xavier Laverty with a bit of strapping around that knee. He looks a little ginger. Not getting a hand pass to that one was McCarthy. Good tackle by Waitai Tua. Has a man running past him for a handball received. Tilly into the pocket. Too much on it for Lockie Kennett. Tried to tap it to his own advantage. Boundary throw and deep in attack for the Wangrata Magpies. We've played 3 and a bit minutes for Club Mulwala. Third term for Mimo and the crew at Orbadonga MG. Jump in, get an end of financial year deal at Orbadonga MG.
Also your home of Avita Motorhomes, Panda. Of course, the team at MG. Wodonga Car World. As Damon wins the tap down for the Rovers. Top of the goal square is the ball, and Lewis happy to see it through for a rush behind. Of course, just repeating, if you just joined the broadcast, the Rovers are playing with an extra man, Matt Kelly, off the ground with a yellow card.
And Gus has won the lamb.
And I've won the lamb. Have a few
I'm
DMs
dirty on that.
We'll
You
look
did
after
offer
you,
him
Bobby J.
cash, and I heard the quote. No, don't worry about it, mate.
Down
That's
the
how-
line.
That's how it went down.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the quote.
Because
You stole the tickets.
It was a no deal. No, we'll look after the boys. We're one team, one dream on O&M Live. Inboard, Lewis marks on the point of the square, and it's a dangerous switch But I like the fact the Rovers prepare to try and find this +1. It's Murray on the last line of defence. Handballs to O'Brien. O'Brien's on the left and he finds Philo on a surging lead. On centre wing. Called to play on. Booming right foot kick. Looking for Will Christie. Got a couple to beat. Flies high and Knowles appeals for the mark. Umpire said play on. Now it's in dispute. Knowles' kick was smothered off the boot. Third go for Knowles. On to Stevens. Pumps it straight up in the air. Only gains about 15 metres of territory. It's out the back to McCarthy. Now he's on the left. Finds a player at half forward. And it's Catapan who chips to Christie. And Christie has marked 48 metres out. 5 metres in off the boundary. And Bobby J, he's going to back his leg in.
I was just about to say that the stand rule really assists Brodie Philo and the way he kicks the footy and the amount of power he gets out of the footy. This is where the stand rule comes into favour for the goal kicker as well. So Will Christie can get himself as close as he can to the man on the mark and then work himself around and get that extra couple of metres that might just get him over the line here.
Look, poor Jace McQuaid has had his hand on his haunches, bent over for the last minute. I reckon he's caught one right where you don't want to.
Quick Everton farm supplies around the grounds. A-grade netball's all locked up in the fourth quarter. So watch this space over in the netball courts. Here's Christie, struck the inside of his boot, never looked like it. Out of bounds on the full. That one won't trouble the scorers. 25 plays 39 after 6 minutes for Club Mulwala. Here on O&M Live, Cam Barrett's got the footy at full back for the Wangaratta pump shot.
And of course, Matt Bader-Kelly. Still got about 10 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Playing time.
Yep, Sam Murray just pushed Tyson Young in the back. And a free kick to the man who's kicked 2 goals. The Airport West gun recruit. He's got the ball at half-back broadcast wing. Getting the move on now. He's going to pop this down the line. Tilly and Laverty contest this footy. Tilly with the Mawson's concrete mark of the day. Contested mark. And you can just see they've gone into slow-mo. Slow the game down, the Wang Magpies. They're a man down. They don't have much forward of the footy.
Very smart here from the Magpies.
Pops one towards Jackson Clark, who's going to reload, kick the ball towards full forward. Oh, one-handed grabber. Xavier Laverty. He had no right to mark that footy. He flew to the left of the contest and stuck it in the one juke, Bobby J.
Yeah, classy play. And he's growing before our eyes, isn't he, really? This little stint down the VFL has really helped him go to the next level where he thought, he was an excitement machine last year, but he's come back with just a sense of maturity about his football. And, we're starting to see it before our eyes here. And this is an important shot on goal with 17 men on the park.
This is massive. They're one down, a goal against the play. He's hung it out to the left. Big chance goes begging for the Wang Magpies. They go to 5 goals, 10-40. A 15-point buffer over the Rovers. 3-7-25. On the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard, Gussie.
Thanks, Pan. The Rovers want to run it out of half-back. They got to capitalise and make the most of this +1 they do have. As they turn the ball over and right on cue, turnover once again. Back into the hands of the Rovers. And Justin Lewis with a searching ball finds Ed Damon, who's got a lot of strapping on that hand, as Bobby J. Ferravis pointed out in the first half. Murray on centre wing, kicks from a standing start, and he's found Lewis. The Rovers are clearly trying to move the ball and expose the +1. In the hands now in the centre of the ground of Kieran Parnell. As the Magpies forwards work tirelessly to defend the ground. It's a united team approach here from the Magpies, and they're standing up. The Rovers try and pick their way through it. Murray got a block, allowed him to play on and kick the ball 40 metres from home. Flying high is Tyson Young. Mawson's concrete mark of the day. He's playing it full forward, Bobby J, and running both ways to save his Wangaratta Magpies team with a man down.
That was an impressive mark, wasn't it? And, he's a highly experienced footballer, so playing behind the ball is a role that I'd like to think that a midfielder / important player has played before in his career.
The kick was a beauty out of defence. Finds Jackson Clark. Just forward of the defensive side of the square in the middle of the ground. He goes out wide. Laterally, good mark by James McClunan in the light blue pills. He's going to go inside 50, you would imagine, or he's going to just hold on to the footy. Goes back towards the middle of the ground. Ball still on centre wing here, broadcast side. Barrett squares it up, finds Jet Roberts in the long sleeves today. And they've effected the switch here. Goes to his brother, Oscar. Decides not to go by hand to Grossman, who was running for space. So all the players in one half of the ground. The Magpies half of the ground, sits it up high, big contest, good fist from Ledger. It goes to a dangerous position though. McCarthy was clean. Damon had a fumble when he needed to be clean. Shoves it backward to Lockie McCartney on the last line of defence. He goes out wide to half back. It's marked by the coach Murray. 25 plays 40. Magpies by 15. Third quarter for Orbadonga MG.
28 disposals for Sam Murray on the 40-wing stat sheet. He has got leather poisoning, lads.
Been busy, but yet to really take the game by a Sam Murray grasp like he so often does.
Yep.
The Rovers keen to change lines and break lines. Coming off half-back is Cooper. He goes with a searching handball over the top, and he's found Sam Catapan, who chips one in front of the scoreboard. 40 plays 25, thanks to Harvey Norman betting. Rovers with Sharon in hand via Ed Damon. A chipping ball, finds a teammate. Catapan got the give and go. Inside 50 with a searching ball. The fist came, and it was okay from McCloonan. Knowles got ragdolled and taken high by Dylan Wilson. An obvious free kick. And the Magpies get a chance to start to manage this game once again, as they've been doing so incredibly well. 10.5 minutes gone in the third term. Thanks to Club Mulwala. They are managing this +1 as good as I've ever seen.
Yep, absolutely, Gussie. Good call for the Wang Pump Shop, because no goal has been kicked in this third quarter. And I reckon Matt Kelly's probably only got 4 or 5 minutes left and he can come back on the ground. They go out wide here, looking for Young over the shoulder. Nathan Cooper has given away a free kick. In fact, it's Matt Hayden, providing a target up forward. Right in front of the old scoreboard. And of course, that would have got to work out at halftime. The bucket emptied. They go long into the pocket. Young out the back of the contest. Not able to mark. O'Brien, he has to be really clean here. He's tackled by the Wangaratta Magpies forward line. Laverty with a big palm off. Tries to find a teammate inside 50. Stevens is resting forward. Mapleson snapping, rolling, goaling. A goal against the play, but boy do they deserve it, the Wang Magpies. And that hurts the Rovers. And all of a sudden, the margin is out to 21 points. A steal line goal today from Mapleson.
Yeah, quality finish there. You can see what the Rovers are doing. They're trying to spread the ground and open up the ground and run the Magpies from side to side if they weren't scoring to really tire them out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after this 15 minutes of 17 men on the field for Magpies to see what the energy levels are like. But that goal there was absolutely like gold. To get a goal against the flow with numbers and the flow of the game is a bonus.
Yeah, it's what good teams do, is they manage to get them against the flow there. Wangaratta Magpies, 5 inside 50s each this quarter. A lot more even start. Obviously, Rovers managing that extra player off the ground at the moment, but they're managing it well.
4.5 minutes of playing time for Matt Kelly to re-enter the frame. He'll have 6 minutes in the final term to impact the third term, I should say, as Philo gets the ball going forward here for the Rovers. Nice little fist over the top from Schulte. Roberts for the Magpies, handballs to Grass. The Rovers have numbers. Philo with a little bit of candy. Now the right foot kick inside 50. 2v1 for Christie. I reckon he was held. Umpire put the whistle away. Wright got crunched as he went to handball. And McCloonan happy to see it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Down to you, Bobby J, boundary side for Avis Wangaratta.
Yeah, the rotations are nice and quick here for the Magpies. I understand that the part of the whole game management thing is to make sure that we got as many fresh players on the field as we can after these 15 minutes of being one man down. I can't stress high enough what that means to a side by going down a rotation and also a man off the field.
Here's Hardy, who kicked from the pack and he snapped out of bounds on the full. So a free kick to the Magpies in defensive 50. And that's in the hands of Wright, who set sail. Long down the showground side, searching for his ruckman in Knowles. Parnell nudged him out of the way, then Knowles threw on the boot and gained about 40 metres for the Magpies. They need a good bounce. They get it here. Tilly onto Mapleson, and Mapleson's away. We know he can run and gun. He takes 2 bounces. Now he kicks inside 50. Not the best kick, and a nice intercept mark has been taken by Schulte, and the Rovers rebound out. They've got Lockie O'Brien across half-back.
He took one too many bounces then. Laverty was out on his own. The kick had just a little bit too much pepper on it, and it got over the top to Hardy. Centimetre perfect, as the great Dennis would say. Hardy off a step, loads up. Where are the Flyers? Christie roving beautifully and snapping truly is Charlie Thompson. Steal line goal today for the Wangaratta Rovers, and boy do they need that. Class rises to the top. Great crumbing from Charlie Thompson. Margins back to 15 points.
Quality front and centre there. Get to the front of Will Christie, who's receiving poor passes most of the day, but Charlie Thompson, front and centre like all good crummers should be, and that was a really, really good finish and a good call there by our boys upstairs.
Yeah, in a day where they haven't been at their best, one grade of Rovers, Charlie Thompson is not part of that brigade. He has had the 18 disposals, and he's kicked a goal as well now for the Rovers, so he's really flying the flag for their team today.
He's playing a lot more forward today, Charlie Thompson. We know he's got osteitis pubis that is giving a bit of grief, and it does, I suppose, affect your power, Bobby J, so they'll be managing through the season. Charlie Thompson, back in the middle of the grounds, getting the ball inside 50 are the Magpies. Laverty's out the back and he's lurking. Cooper just sockers it towards grass. He's got McCarthy, who joins in the action, searching handball over the top, needing a good bounce. He's Parnell and he breaks away. He shows some pace. Run bounce, two bounce, went the third, but then opt to kick. High up and under, inside 50. Big pack and a big pack mark has been taken by Roberts. And this is Oscar, of course, the two brothers linking up. Short pass, too much on it for Tyson Young. He misread the flight of the ball. Clark gets the ball on the point of the square. Bit of candy from Knowles, who's been good today. Kicks over the top, rather opportunistically for Hayden. Hayden's got Mapleson in a paddock of players. And the Rovers arrive in numbers, and Mapleson gets the Bronx cheers. The Rovers wanted holding the ball.
The balcony's getting raucous, Bobby J.
Yeah, I can feel them on the back of my neck. They're really starting to get their voice boxes opened.
I reckon they're a little frustrated. They don't lose too many at home. Brody Philo with a barrel that went 65 metres out the back of the contest. Will Christie in a one-on-one. Well done. An important win there by Matt Grossman. Oscar Roberts lends a hand, shows a little bit of candy, gives it to his brother. Jet also shows a bit of candy. Those two boys have some silk. Hand passes to Barrett at halfback. Down the line, safe kick. Finds Jackson Clark. How many for the skipper, please, Divac?
Bat over 17th, Panda.
He's gotten busy in this third quarter. How many in the third term specifically? He's gotten really busy. As Jacko Clark goes short to Young. Margin at 15 points, 46-31. The Pies up a goal apiece in this third quarter, all thanks to Auburn MG. We played 16 minutes.
Chipping kick over the top, finds Kennett from Tyson Young. As you hear for our effects, Mike, the Magpies are getting a little bit agitated. They want Matt Kelly on the ground, and all importantly, the 18th player. Inside 50 go the Maggies. Lurking is Stevens. Clearing defensive lines, the torpedo punt is Cooper. Down towards centre wing. Young got a bad bounce. It broke away from him. Catapan slid in. So too did Roberts. Umpire has whistle in mouth, and the right decision was made. We're going to ball it up on centre wing. 17 minutes gone for Club Mulwala. And the Magpies still in front, 46-31. Thanks to Harvey Norman betting. Damon missed in the ruck. Young, handballs over the top, searching for a teammate. He's got Grossman. It wasn't on the same page as Clark. Allison, did he get pinned for holding the ball? Umpire said no. Murray takes him on, feeds it onto a teammate in Rourke. His second game of senior footy. And Jet Roberts lets him know about it. Down to you, Bobby J, for Avis.
Yeah, we're all just sort of waiting to see the yellow flag being brought into from the timekeeper's box. It seems to be an eternity, doesn't it? It's the longest 15 minutes.
15 minutes of playing time, Bobby J. That's the key that maybe the Magpies are on the same page with.
Yep, 17 minutes gone in this third quarter for Club Mulwala. As the Magpies doing a lot of defending here. Barrett's given away a free kick. Advantage paid on to Dylan Wilson. The kick was a beauty to the space of Will Christie, who had a little bit of separation on Matt Grossman, and Christie will line up for an all-important big goal in this third quarter to bring the margin back to 9 points.
Big Will will be breathing a big sigh of relief there after finally getting a ball that's to his advantage, and that's been one thing that stood out for me today is that the delivery to Big Will today has been a little on the poor side, and you just got to give this guy half a chance and a couple of steps, and he's hard to stop as Beta comes back onto the ground right now.
15 minutes done and dusted, and Beta Kelly's on the ground. And Will Christie is lining up for his second goal. He kicked the first goal for the Rovers for the day at the 3rd minute mark of the second quarter. They were goalless in the opening quarter. To bring the margin back to 9 points, he's kicked 28 for the year. This would be 29. Will Christie comes in and has missed it badly. Couple of set shots today. Will Christie would like back. He's kicked 1 goal, 2, and the margin sits at 14 points for Harvey Norman betting.
Dan Vaccaro, what's your best? Thanks to 40 Winks.
Well, Sam Murray is at his best. He's notched up 30 disposals for the game. He's had 9 this quarter. Gussie on the 40 Winks stat sheet.
Well, poor kick from Barrett out of full back, and Wright had to work for it. It's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Only 2 goals here in the second term, 1 apiece, Mapleson and Thompson. And we've almost hit 20 minutes, Bobby J.
Sorry, boys, you caught me putting my jumper on. It's getting quite cool in the shade down here.
A bit fresh, Bobby.
Were you guys watching then? You're unbelievable, Gus.
Wait till you have a snake. I'm going to throw to you then too.
Mate, you backstabbed me with the raffle and you've just sold me up the river just then. You're not bad, pal.
And he told the story about the scoreboard too, which I handballed to Bobby in the halftime show, which
so
he was
the
very
story
happy
was
about.
genuinely told.
Yep.
Okay,
Bobby Jackson told it. I had no intentions of telling that story,
Oh,
but
I like it.
Bobby Jackson told it.
Give me some 40 winks, please, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, well, the inside 50 count is 29 for the game for Wang Rovers, and Wangaratta Magpies have had the 37, so they're leading that. And then the clearance count, 21 for the Rovers and 14 for the Magpies.
Damon's hand is very, very sore. He reached for it straight away as the Sherrin made contact. The ball's gone out of bounds on the full. It's going to be a free kick.
Holding it right now as we speak to Gussie.
Yeah, Bobby J, keep tabs on that. Do you have an update on what the injury was? It's heavily bandaged.
Yeah, it's through the wrist area. Like he was flexing it like it might have been. Yeah. As we've proved in the past, we're not real doctors, so we're only guessing at this stage. But judging by the tape, it's wrist and high hand area.
It's causing him some grief anyway, Panda.
Certainly is. Kieran Parnell has gotten busy in this third quarter. 9 irons the ball down the line. Floating in there right-handed was Damon, so that's not the hand that's injured. Didn't want to go with the two hands then. Tyson Young gains 30 metres, and will the ball sit for Matt Hayden? It will, but his hand pass had way too much pepper on it for Jackson Clark. And Murray playing the goalkeeping role at half-back. Goes laterally, finds McCarthy. Lead comes from Catapan. Goes to that lead. Slow build-up play for the Rovers. Catapan just showed too much of the footy to the defender and Barrett. Good big hip and shoulder between Ellis and Catapan on ground level. And a ball up right in front of our commentary position, just forward to centre for the Wangaratta Rovers, who have kicked one goal in this third quarter. Likewise, the Wang Magpies. The game is in a real holding pattern here. 14-point lead to the Maggies. They've led all day. Here's Stevens from the contest. Grubbers it to space. A good old-fashioned foot race out there in the middle of the ground. Good pick up from McMonagle. Sweeps it back to Cooper. A strange kick, but it's been marked by O'Brien, who made it look a lot better than what it was in the middle of the ground.
And O'Brien opts to go wide here. They love changing the angles, the Rovers. Chipping ball. The 1-2's on with Allison. Now back onto McMonagle. Inside 50, Christie. I reckon the real estate was just 15. Christie's too far to score, so he brings the ball back into the corridor. O'Brien's going to open up the fat side of the ground. Murray on the 50 badge. Good strong mark in front of Jackson Clark. Murray's going to set sail from downtown. Here come the Rovers. And Murray just didn't quite have the legs. That would have brought the house down as Sam Murray looks at the box. And he's having a bit of a giggle about that one as well. 46 plays 33 thanks to Harvey Norman betting. The Magpies still in front.
40 winks, D-back.
Yeah, Tyson Young, he's been superb this quarter. He's had 6 disposals, only had 6 to half time, so he's had 12 and 2 for the game. And that man, Sam Murray, who just looked at the box, he's had 33 disposals in the third term.
I reckon you hear the guzzler winding up to call the pants off it. That's why Laverty finds Matt Kelly. His first possession since he come back on the ground. Kicks to space, looking for a teammate there in Kennett, who's just tackled over the line without real possession by Lockie O'Brien. 60 around from the Wang Magpies goal. Boundary side, Bobby J for Avis to Wangaratta.
Yeah, the rotations are starting to flow through here, and the Magpies have managed the period that Bader was off the ground beautifully. I think they look like they've recouped enough to have this game run out well.
22 minutes gone for Club Moe Eilert. Third quarter for Orbadonga MG. Applying good pressure is Mapleson. Hardy off a step, left foot high up and under. Jackson Clark this time takes the mark on his opposition number. He's just too far out to score here. He's probably good 2 kicks from home. A very congested forward 50. He loads up into the pocket. Tilly with 2 to beat. Got it. Really good body work. He's tied up against the paint. He'll have a set shot from 25 metres out, Bobby J.
Yeah, he read that really well. You guys would have had a good view of that kick. The ball just tailed away to in his favour late, and it was he's in the right spot to take that mark, and he's deep in the pocket right in front of the canteen here at WJ Finlay Oval.
In a bit of shade is Aidan Tilly. So this is a really hard kick, the hardest kick in footy. Drop punt from the boundary, starts it out to the left. He doesn't bring it back enough. Doesn't get the drawback of the slice. It's the margin is now out to 14 points. 6-11 to 4-9 for Harvey Norman betting. Here's Gus McLeod for the Wang Pump Shop.
Thanks, Panda. 2 behinds to Aidan Tilley today. You might get some 40 winks from Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, well, that matchup between Sam Murray and Jackson Clark, it's really interesting. I actually reckon Jackson Clark has actually had the better game, to be honest. He's only had the 19 disposals. Sam Murray's had the 33, and I reckon Jackson Clark's had the chockies. He has been super, super impactful.
I tell you what it is, though. It's a must-watch.
Yeah.
Here's O'Brien from fullback. Put it down on the 40 winks. Dan Vaccaro. Long down the line. It falls into the breadbasket of Sam Murray, who worked hard to get front position on centre wing. How many for Muzz?
He has had 34 disposals.
Sells a bit of candy, penetrates the corridor. He finds Hardy, who's working his way into this game. Here's Mitch on the right boot, kicking to half forward on the showground side. Barrett in a good one-on-one duel. Breaking away here is the Rovers. Inside 50, it was a nice ball from Schulte. And the mark has been taken in the hands of Stewie Booth, who'll kick from 40 metres on a pretty tight angle, Bobby J.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, Gus, that they do like to change the angles on the opposition, and that was evident there, where they just moved the ball from lane to lane right across the other side of the ground, with Mitch Hardy being the orchestrator right in the middle. And you just sense that Rovers have still got a couple more punches to throw.
So Stewie Booth already got one today. Looking for his second. In comes Stu. Right foot kick. Looks to be across the face. It's staying in the field of play. No score registered. Thompson keeps it alive. Feeds it onto a teammate. McMonagle from the standing start. He's put it to the near side. And another minor score. The Rovers are 4-11. The Magpies are 6-11. Only 10 majors today on O&M Live. Thanks to Harvey Norman betting, it's hardly been a good display of goal kicking, Pand.
It's the theme of the comp at the moment, isn't it? Like, what Kyra kicked yesterday, was it 5-11?
I think so.
Or 6-11, yeah. So it is the theme of the comp. When it rains, it pours. At least it's a close one. 13 points in front of a packed crowd here. Always is. No footy on. Standalone fixture. Tilley rises from the back, got 2 hands to it. From the kick in, Ledger, clever tap to his coach Murray, who wants to 1-2.
He's down. I reckon he's on a hammy, boys.
Yep, that is bad. Sam Murray has grabbed his hamstring straight away, and he's hardly been injured in this comp at all. That's a massive story, Bobby J. In the rest of this back half of the season, it looks pretty bad. Sam Murray, it's his right hamstring that he is grabbing, and he can't put much weight on it. He is walking off the ground, but that doesn't look good. We'll get an update at 3/4 time, but it's evenly poised here at this WJ Finlay Oval. Round 11 contest, Wang Derby. 6-11-47 the Maggies. The Rovers 4-10-34. Stay with us on O&M Live. A beauty coming up in the last quarter. It's O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Bridge broken down. Urgently.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
To the Rovers, 4:10:34, repeating massive news. Sam Murray has hobbled to the bench. 30 seconds to go in that third quarter. He grabbed his right hamstring and looks to be in a fair bit of discomfort. Blake Pandaresco with you. Gus McLeod, we'll get to Bobby J soon. Dan Vaccaro, can you please chime in with the quarter's best?
Yeah, well, you mentioned that man. Sam Murray went down with that hamstring. He probably was for the Rovers. He had 14 disposals. Hard to ignore. I know he hasn't had the impact forward of the centre, but 14 disposals. He had 35 disposals to three-quarter time, so a huge game, and they'll miss him massively in the last quarter. For Wangaratta and Magpies, Jackson Clark had 7 disposals. He just keeps on keeping on me. He's been brilliant. And Tyson Young also was really good that quarter with 6 disposals.
Bobby J, we'll head to you for Avis Wangaratta.
Yeah, Sammy Murray's done for the day, boys. He's a dejected side on the boundary at the moment. He's just about to get his leg pretty nice, but yeah, both coaches were imploring their team give it everything they got this last quarter. Jason Heatley held his group back a little bit longer than he normally does, just to make sure that he dots the I's and crosses the T's. And it was a really big huddle and hard to get close to, but you could just see that he was imploring his team, one more effort, make the space. And on the flip side, the Rovers want to spread the ground and move the ball quickly from lane to lane and find an avenue into the forward 50 to give Will a chance to get a good run and jump at the footy.
Get nice and close and have a listen, did you, Bobby?
No, I didn't.
He knew that was a
I reckon Bobby
You blokes,
J.
fair income.
I reckon Bobby J's looking for mail, and we'll say
I reckon
that
he is.
He's a multitasker, our man Bobby J. I reckon a little bit of gold after the back of that conversation he
I
held.
might have been looking for a job next year.
Invoices.
Invoices. Here we go, the final term on O&M Live as Roberts has it across half-back. Oscar kicks out to the scoreboard side. Kennett in pursuit, trying to get the football into his hands. He breaks away and keeps it inside the field of play. Well done by Kennett. Now he kicks inside 50. Beta Kelly up against Lewis. Lewis and Kelly. Winning the ball now is Tilly. Bit of a through the leg sort of trick onto Laverty. Handball, trying to keep it in the pathway of a teammate there in Kelly. And the play sort of breaks open here as the ball pinballs around. Allison's handball wasn't great. Underground to Lewis, got taken high. Umpire said nothing in it. In fact, it was Schulte as the ball breaks away long down the line. Damon palms it backwards. Smart for the Magpies. Back onto a teammate, Roberts, with a lob wedge, and Mark Anderson takes a bit of sting out of it. A kick and a half from home. A congested forward line is in front of Mark Anderson. That's where he heads, in towards the pocket. Needs a flyer. Cooper's there, got the fist in the good spot. Ball pinballs around with Lewis on hands and knees. Stevens and Damon go at this one. Umpire's going to ball it up 40 metres out from goal.
You polished your turd then, Gussie.
Somewhat.
Very much so. To start this fourth quarter, all thanks to KFC. Lamb roast into a three-piece feed. How good would that be at KFC?
It's a weird order. Stand by, it's a weird order, the three-piece feed.
No, it's a great order.
It's
Hewitt,
outdated.
high up and under to the goal square. In fact, it was Fraser Ellis. Marjanovic, did he cop one high? In fact, it was wide tied to her. Umpire says no. Ball up, 30 out.
KFC can batter me Lamb.
With their secret herbs and spices.
Can't win the rough if you don't buy it here, Gus.
That
Ask
would
the
be
question.
sensational. Secret herbs and spices, battered lamb cutlets. Wide tied to her, got two hands to it. Tyson with a no-look hand pass out to Barrett. Wants to get back on his right. Here's Mapleson breaking through a tackle. Sends a high up and under towards full forward. Getting hands to it was Tilly. Soccer out of midair from Ellis. Through for one minus score. And the Magpies go to 6-12-48 to the Rovers 4-10-34 margin at 14 points. 2.5 gone for Club Maiwala. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, just the inside 50s for the game. 40 inside 50s for Wangaratta Magpies, 32 for Wang Rovers. So Magpies played most of the game on their terms, Panda.
Catapan at fullback. Are we taking his numbers, Dan?
We're not taking Catapan's numbers, but he's had a lot of it. I reckon he would have been close to 20 disposals so far.
Premier Data will be busy once they code this game. He's had a lot of the ball. Christie gets up the ground and works his way to centre wing. Sharon in hand for the Rovers on the showground side. He finds a runner coming through. Is Hardy over the top, breaking away as Catapan. Busts his way through a bit of congestion. Handball missed the intended target. Schulte's under the pump here. Free kick holding the ball. Mapleson on to Stevens. Stevens inside 50. Laverty's got Cooper to beat. Great use of the body from Cooper. Laverty's doing the crumbing. Handball missed the target. Tilly gets busy. Breaks onto the wrong side for a left footer. Now it's in the hands of O'Brien. The Rovers break out of D50. Damon's got it in a paddock of space on centre wing.
That was a goal-saving effort from Nathan Cooper. As good as you will see, outnumbered as the Rovers go forward. Barrett has it now in defence. A little bit of work to do for Hardy. Tries to shovel it towards himself. Catapan picks the footy up, beelines it, drop punts from 30 and misses to the near side, hooks it. And the Rovers miss an opportunity to claw one back. 4-11-35 to the Magpies, 6-12-48. We've had 10 goals in this game as the Rovers, the Magpies, bring it out of defence really quickly.
Ellis finds Clark on the edge of the centre square. Border switchboard scoreboard, 48-35. Joel Stevens, how many for Joel on the 40 wings?
He's about to have his 15th, Gussie.
He's going to kick the Magpies into attack here. The man from Darwin on the right boot, into the pocket. Rovers everywhere, and Cooper showing why he's a VFL Team of the Year full-back. Another intercept mark. He brings it out to Damon, who's playing through pain. The Rovers are down a man, and the very crucial man, it's Sam Murray, done with a hamstring. Parnell between centre wing and half back, measures one to Philo, breaks away in front of Knowles and takes the bounce. He's got a few inside he did a kick to, one of whom is Christie. Christie and Grossman. Christie prevails, breaks away, runs inboard, takes a bit of candy, has a bounce. All he has to do is kick it. Handball's over the top, and it's a goal. Catapan finished the deal, but what about the run from Will Christie? That'll get the balcony rocking, Bobby J.
Yeah, he tried his hardest to stuff that up, didn't he, Will Christie? But he thought his way through it beautifully, and it took a nice contested mark and sensed that his opponent was on the deck and took off towards the goal. And the running from Cash Catapan from the middle of the ground was outstanding. He really got himself into the right spot to kick that goal. But one thing I've noticed here, boys, is once Sam's gone off, the rest of the group have gone, right, we need to find a leader. And what that does is that collectively gets the whole group up, saying, right, I need to step up, I need to step up. That's one thing I've noticed here with a few different players, that they're all trying to say, right, we've got to fill the boots of the boss.
Against the side here, massively. 5 inside 50s for Wangaratta Magpies. No score this quarter. Rovers only gone forward twice and have scored.
Do you just make these nicknames up?
Oh, umpire down.
Umpire down, Lockhart. Turbo Allison. Cash Catapan, I like it.
They are the Rovers' nicknames.
Okay,
hey,
no, this is a man.
Do your research, bro.
Okay, I'm just saying, this is a man that did go upstairs and have beers last week. So, with the Rovers faithful, so you've got to know him. I like it. Here's Smart, gang tackled. Umpire says I'll have it.
We're in a united group, aren't we? We take every chance we possibly can to stab each other in the back, don't we? You blokes are unbelievable.
Yep.
Oh, don't speak for yourself.
Usually it's the callers directed towards the stats and boundary as well. So feel free to give us a little bit of crap back. Ruck raffle. And a free kick going towards Chris Knowles.
Just directed at Panda.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I did take a 3-week holiday in the footy season. Barrett has it at half-back. Margin at 7 points. We always knew this derby was going to be close. 48-41 in favour of the black and white, who have led since the 3rd minute of this game. Kicked the first 4 goals of the game. Since then, the Rovers have been clawing their way back into the contest. Jet Roberts can take a bounce in defensive 50 and mosey out. Kicks it wide to his brother. Geez, they go to each other a lot, Gussie.
Well, they do play off half-back, respectively, so that they're in each other's line of sight on a regular occurrence.
Who do you reckon would win the fight?
I reckon
Oscar.
I reckon an 11-rounder. Here come the Magpies. Nice work from McLennan. On to Stevens. This kick oh so crucial. Good vision, good kick, and good mark. In the hands of Lockie Kennett, who can go back and get one against the flow. 40 metres out, slight angle, Bobby J.
Yeah, they moved the ball well there, didn't they? The Roberts boys just controlled the footy across half-back and got it in the right hand at the right time. And the middle of the ground opened up. We noticed that last week, Gus, with the Rovers. Sometimes they left holes in their defensive mechanisms through the middle of the ground, and that was there for all of us to see. And young Kennett, he's a noted goal kicker, will hopefully slot this one straight through.
PT by trade. And making an impact at Ovens and Murray senior level. We know he's got the accuracy. The goal umpire made him work for that one, but it's through the big sticks. The Wangaratta Magpies kicked their 7th major. And 54 plays 41 on O&M Live for Border Switchboards.
Yeah, it was a good finish, but that kick by Joel Stevens, he rarely wastes a disposal, that man. He's a superb player, and he's gotten to work this quarter. He's already had 5 disposals in the last quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's had 19 for the game, and he's been one of Wangaratta Magpies' best.
He had a massive final quarter in their comeback over the Labby Panthers, where I think he had 9 or 10 touches, 4 or 5 clearances. So when the game is really there to be won, Joel Stevens gets to work, and that's a sign of a really good footballer. You don't win Sandful Best and Fairest at club level. They don't hand them out for free, Gussie.
Probably the most unheralded recruit we've seen in the O&M for a long time.
Yep, Hardy edges the footy out of the clearance from the centre circle. Damon, who's playing injured with a hurt wrist, gains about 30 metres, but it's been marked by Oscar Roberts, who has been one of the Magpies' best today, growing in every single game of senior footy that he plays. Goes to Tyson Young, who marks the football in front of Joel Smith. On centre wing, everyone just takes a breath here at the WJ Finlay Oval. He goes to half forward. Tilly has 2 to beat, got 2 hands to it. Catapan came through, rode the bump beautifully and spun out of traffic. Hayden applying pressure at half forward for the Magpies. He got a couple to beat, really good effort, but he ran out of numbers. Thompson, Catapan will link up by hand, chain a hand pass, Parnell back to Hardy, who keeps on running for the Rovers. Needs to find a target here at half forward. Grossman does well, beelines the footy, sees it over the boundary line and wins a big one-on-one for the Wangaratta Magpies, who are holding on to a 13-point lead. 7-12-54 to the Rovers, 5-11-41 DVAC for 40 Winks.
Yeah, Mitch Hardy, that man there, just had the 1-2 earlier. He's gotten busy this last quarter as well. He's had 4 disposals already on the 40 Winks stat sheet, 20 for the game.
On centre wing, the Magpies and the Rovers in what's been a brilliant derby so far, Bobby J for Rovers.
Yeah, it certainly has. Just Ed Damon's just really pushing through the pain limit here, but Knowles' giving a workover. It's been a fantastic battle all day between those two.
Trying to burrow his way through here is Aidan Tilley. He might be playing behind the ball here, or perhaps rolled up as a forward. Plenty of numbers around this stoppage on centre wing. Knowles won the tap. It's amongst people at bootlace level. Now breaking away is McCarthy for the Rovers in the middle of the ground. Off the outside of the boot. He kicks up to half forward. Well done by Roberts in a one-on-one duel with Booth. Booth put a big block on to allow O'Brien to come through. Over the top, finding a runner in McMonagle. Schulte, in fact, spins back out of traffic onto O'Brien. His left boot inside 50. Plenty of Magpies there. Tilly with a big fist. Heads towards the boundary line and trying to keep it alive is Sam Rourke. And the boundary line wins out. Boundary throw-in deep into attack here for the Wangaratta Rovers. They trail 54-41. We've played 10.5 minutes thanks to Club Mulwala.
All that on the Border Switchboard scoreboard. Hello to Brendan Genvy, who will be riding every bump as a Wangaratta Magpie man in this last quarter. Would love to see his black and white get over the line. Gus and Panda with you for the Wang pump shot. Bobby J riding the boundary for Avis Wangaratta. And here's Hardy trying to swoop on the footy. In fact, it's Catapan who got absolutely nailed. It's Sam Catapan who caught one high. and he will kick a goal directly in front, 5 metres out, and bring the margin back to 7 points.
He's one of the unheralded workers, Cash Catapan. He's at the front and centre of everything that's tough about this footy club and footy team, and he's there again today.
He was sort of right place at the right time and copped the high free kick, and that's his second goal of the last quarter. Cash Catapan getting busy in front of the big sticks, and the margin is back to 7 points, 47-54 on the Border Switchboard scoreboard.
Yeah, they're starting to have the ball camps in their forward half as well now. 9 inside 50s for the quarter, Wang Rovers, so they are starting to dominate the territory a little bit. Mitch Hardy, he's starting to get to work. He's had 5 disposals this quarter, 21 for the game. Lockie O'Brien's had his hands in the footy as well. So Rovers playing some good football, even though they've been behind the 8 ball for most of the day.
2 goals here in the final term for Catapan, playing a big role. Bobby J, what's Sam Murray doing as the coach now he's not playing with that hamstring injury?
He's got his famous blue hoodie and sneakers on and just prowling the boundary line, giving out advice wherever he can. Kyle Raven right next to him.
12 minutes gone, 7-point lead to the Magpies in the Wangaratta Derby on 2AY and Edge FM. Ball's in the middle of the WJ Finlay in the hands of Philo, who sends a torpedo punt inside 50. Christie, was he held? Umpire said no, but it doesn't matter. That's got the legs from Brodie Philo. Umpire gives the 2-finger salute. Margin's back to 1 point. How bloody good are the Derbies?
Oh, Brodie Philo. A torpedo from dead set, probably 65, 70 metres out. A long way out, and just got the friendly bounce outside the back of the contest where Will Christie shepherded the ball through. And as soon as he kicked it, he made his way over to the Rovers faithful and put his hands out like he was Christ Almighty himself.
Yeah. And that's a sign of dominant display from the clearances. 26 clearances to 15 for the game. So Rovers dominating that area, and that's no exception there from Brodie Philo.
Taking the piss here. That was 70 metres, that torpedo from Brodie Philo. There's only one man in this competition that probably could have kicked that goal, and it was Brodie. And here come the Rovers.
There's probably only one man that would ever attempt it.
Yep, he knew what he was doing.
Well, the gap between the centre the centre square and the 50 would be every part of 10 metres. Panda from up your.
Yeah, I just watched the replay, and it was such a big kick. 75 metres, a poor description, but dearie me. They're getting busy. McCarthy hooks it across his shoulder, kicks the ball to half forward. Rovers with all the momentum. Catapan's been huge in this last quarter. Can Brodie Philo get busy? Try to get a winner free kick for a high, and he got one. Brodie Philo wins a free kick for a high, and the Rovers can hit the front for the first time today if Brodie can go back and kick 2 in a minute, and you watch the celebration if he kicks it.
We spoke about it briefly there just before the last quarter started. With the boss going out of the game, they needed people to stand up. Brodie Philo's one, Cash Catapan's the other, and Lockie O'Brien's the other. There's the 3 blokes that lead this club back into the contest and possibly take the lead after this kick.
So Brodie Philo, who has been so important at half forward this year for the Wangaratta Rovers, averaging 20 touches and 5 score involvements. Brodie Philo loves the big moments. Balcony tells the story. And Brodie Philo puts the Rovers in front for the first time today. That's his 3rd goal, a steal-line goal today, and the Rovers are up by 5 for Border Switchboards.
Just a reminder of how much of a champion Brodie Philo is this last quarter. Obviously played at Raiders and won the Morris medal, and this bloke is an absolute superstar, Brodie Philo, and he has put the gas on this contest, and it looks like Rovers have hit the front, and it's never easy when Rovers are in front. 12 inside 50s they've had for this quarter already, and Magpies only the 6, so they are dominating the territory battle here in the last term on the 40-wing stat sheet.
The Magpies open the game with 3 on the bounce. Now the Rovers respond with 3 on the bounce. Margin sits at 5 points, the home side in front. Hardy's getting busy. He wins the clearance for the home side. Barrett tried to impact the contest. Trying to hack it forward now is Lewis. On the wing, the Rovers have numbers and all the momentum. In the hands of Booth. His handball missed the intended target. Breaking away is McMonagle on the right boot. Up inside 50. The Rovers stay at ground level. Wilson hacks it towards space. In the hands of Big Ed. And Christie, in fact, he wanted the high free kick, and I reckon he pulled up Bobby J.
Yeah, not sure there. It looked like he was hoping that he'd get high contact, but didn't quite get it. So it looked like he got a bit of a jarring of the neck by the looks of it.
So he's going to be sore here, Christie. He goes up in the ruck, doesn't offer much in the contest. Ball's at ground level. Hacking it at a defensive 50 was Mapleson for the Magpies. Smith's there, got the handball away, but the umpire said he threw it up in doing so. Free kick for holding the ball. Braden Marjanovic has Sharon in hand. He goes wide and he finds Jackson Clark, who's getting busy on the 40 wing stand for Vaccaro.
Yeah, he's just about to have his 20th disposal, Gussie.
He's gone at it all day with Sam Murray, who was the big story in this game. Entered a nasty hamstring just before three-quarter time, Divac.
Yeah, in this last quarter as well, Wangaratta Rovers have had the 8 clearances. Wangaratta Magpies have had the 1. So they are dominating the centre, and that's where the game's being won and lost at the moment.
I love how you say 1, Dan Vaccaro. You really emphasise the W.
Thank you, Blake.
No worries. There's Mapleson off a step. Jams the footy forward. They need a mark. Tilly, good double grabber. That had to be a mark. Umpire said play on. Tilly's not happy.
Touched.
Magpie camp aren't happy. Umpire Tommy Lockhart, front posse, says it was touched.
Just a quick one, Panda. I reckon this crowd's grown since half-time. It's really both the hill either side of the commentary box and along in front of the canteen is chock-a-block.
Joel Smith dropped the football. Stevens grabbed him and Thompson reefs it out of there. Kicks the ball to space. Bounces just outside 50. Christie in a one-on-one with Grossman. It's been an enthralling duel all day. Right, onto Jet Roberts, who was calm. Goes laterally to Cam Barrett. Onto Oscar Roberts, who kick was partially cut off by McMonagle. Magpies with the numbers at half forward. Mapleson onto McClurnan. Gets around a man on the mark. Takes a bounce. Kicks into the pocket and finds Xavier Laverty. Odd couldn't quite grab the mark. Nathan Cooper all over him. Laverty not happy. Magpies defence doing so well. In fact, Rovers defence holding on. But gee whiz, was Xavier Laverty cut short there of a free kick or a mark. The Rovers lead by 5 points, 59-54. We played 18 minutes in the final quarter for Club Mulwala.
A good call from the men in green for mine. Boundary umpire hurls it back into play. The Rovers have numbers on the outer side of the contest, but it's in the hands of Waitai Tua. Smothered off the boot. Stevens got pushed out of the contest. McMonagle clears defensively out towards the showground side. And now it's a foot race. Working hard is Schulte. He beats Tyson Young. Now he sells a bit of candy. Waits for the right option to present, and he's found one. Booth across half forward for the Rovers. On a searching lead is Christie. Is it 50? Is it 50?
Nope.
Umpire says no. Big Will Christie has the ball in his hands, 70 metres from home, and he chips one inside 50, and he's found Rooster McCarthy, and he's going to take the time off the clock, Bobby J. 19 minutes gone for Club Mulwala. He's going to take his full 30.
Geez, we signal, he's passing it off.
Oh, he's going to lower the eyes with a chiseler, and he's found a teammate in Justin Lewis. And Justin Lewis, who's been playing halfback all year, has a chance to give the Rovers their highest lead of the day. It'll be 11 points if he can kick it through.
Highly improved football, this guy. He's really come of age in that back half of this Wangaratta Rovers outfit. He's 50 or 60 games into a really promising O&M career.
Juzzy Lewis, two-time premiership player, makes good connection. Is it across the face? It is. No, it's through. It's through. Steal line goal today from Justin Lewis. The Magpies flew high and they couldn't save it on the goal line. Big goal to Juzzy. Border switchboard scoreboard favours the Rovers by 11.
Yeah, what a finish by Justin Lewis, and what a quarter by Rovers. They're doing everything right at the moment. 14 inside 50s. 8 clearances to 2 in the third term, and they are just putting them to the sword. Really, they deserve to win this game based on their last quarter. Mitch Hardy has been huge. He's had 8 disposals in this last term. He's had 24 for the game, and Kieran Parnell off the half-back line, and Lockie O'Brien as well. They've all been huge. So Rovers much better in this last term.
5 goals to 1 in the final quarter and 4 on the bounce. The Rovers trail by 13 points at three-quarter time. They now need by 11 points, and their coach is off with a nasty hamstring injury. This would be some gutsy win if the Rovers can come from behind here. Cataban has been epic in this last quarter with 2 goals. On to Thompson, good kick. Finds McCarthy. All the big players getting involved here for the Wangaratta Rovers, who now know that they can hold on to the Sharon, and the Magpies have to do the winning. They have to come from behind. Hardy on to Allison.
Margin was 26 points at the 18-minute mark of the second term. Panda.
Certainly was, Gussie, for the Wang Pump Shop. We've gone 20 minutes for Club Mulwala in this final quarter. 11-point leaders are the Wangaratta Rovers, who are just going to chew time off the clock here. They kick the ball to half forward. Flying out the back was Tyson Young. Thompson edges the football forward. Philo has kicked 2 goals in this last quarter. Looked dangerous then, but it was a good defensive fist from Barrett, who punches it over the line. But it's inside the forward 50 for the Wang Rovers, 65-54. They hit the lead in this last quarter at the 14th minute mark, and they now lead by 11 points.
Yeah, just got the time clock as well. We'll be under 4 minutes now, I reckon. 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I reckon, there'd be left.
Knowles tackled as soon as he picked the Sharon up. Umpire said we're going to ball the footy up. So under 4 minutes to go. The Rovers by 11. The Magpies defending with their season and top spot on the line. Young put boot to ball onto Barrett, who just pumps it as far as he can down the showgrounds wing. Lands in a paddock of space with players searching into it now. Cooper hacks it forward. Nice work from Stevens. Breaks around one. Handballs over the top. He finds Anderson and he wants it back. At centre half back. Just got boot to ball. The rundown tackle was good. Ed Damon now for the Rovers. Set sail inside 50. Brings it front and centre to Christie. Nice work from Jackson Clark. Knowles over the top to Tyson Young. And Tyson Young finds Whiteside to it with Claret streaming down his eye. And this is going to stop the run of play. The umpires spotted the blood rule. And Whiteside to it is going to get sent off the ground, I reckon, Bobby J.
Yep.
Yeah, he's heading off now. And they'll make an adjustments now at Magpies. And this is our last roll of the dice. This is an opportunity for him to set up structurally and get some set plays in play. We often talk about the 2-minute rule, don't we, where you 2-minute defensively and 2-minute offensively. So this is where the Magpies will put some training into play. They'll either spread the ground and open some space in a certain part of the ground and attack that at speed to get a quick score on the board. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out, boys. On the flip side, the Rovers will go defensively and set up a nice little defensive unit all the way across the ground.
5-1 in favour of the Rovers in this final quarter for KFC. We've played 23 minutes for Club Mulwala, and the Rovers have come from behind. 13 points they trailed at the final change. They now lead by 11. And the Magpies have it all to do here in this last 3 minutes. Of course, they had a miraculous win in the semi-final last year where they kicked 2 goals in 60 seconds in the wet, so they can do it. They need to believe. Here's Kelly with run and carry, who pumps the ball long. Out the back is Xavier Laverty. Had to do to the defending. Marjanovic applies a good tackle on Ledger. Umpire Tommy Lockhart says, I'll have it. In the right spot for the Maggies, though. 40 out from their goal. 65-54. The Rovers lead by 11 points. We've played 23 minutes for Club Mulwala.
Tilly in the ruck, won it down. Damon doing some good defensive work now. Patters it to himself, and now Kelly applies the tackle on him. Will ball the football up. 40 metres out from goal. Very, very rare to see a derby that doesn't have a fairy tale finish like this. You just sense the Magpies have got one more punch left in them. Tilly won the tap, but Allison did the crumbing. The Rovers clear defensive lines. Young needs to impact this play. He's got Sharon in hand. He goes back to Smart. Smart on the left boot. Retreats dangerously, but up to the challenge is Paddy Wright. He's on the last line of defence. He wants to use Roberts. Jet in the long sleeves on the edge of the centre square. Club room side. McCloonan wants it. In the end, he turns the ball over into space. Marjanovic on the hands to Laverty. Needs his left boot. Handballs over the top. Cooper's been superb for the Rovers. Sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw in. You just sense Laverty needed to get boot to ball there, get it inside 50, Bobby J.
Yeah, that was the last roll of dice. They just need to, they've got to get in there and really put some pressure on in front of the goal square there. They've got to get in there nice and deep.
11-point lead to the Wangaratta Rovers, who have done all the attacking in this final quarter. McCloonan, his kick was partially smothered by Justin Lewis.
1:50 to go for Club Mulwala.
Oh, there we go. So 2 goals in 2 minutes required for the Magpies.
Lee Matthews rules in a play.
It certainly is to steal a victory by 1 point. Knowles pushes Damon out under the footy. Parnell tries to clear it as far as he can, but it's going to come back with real estate. It's been marked by Jet Roberts. Goes by hand to Grossman, who has to kick the footy to the fat side of the ground. He does. Barrett has the footy into the pocket. Can he find a lead? He can. Aiden Tilley marks 2 metres in from the boundary. He has to get on with this in a hurry, though. He can't take his full 30. He's going to have a shot on a pretty tight angle.
Hasn't kicked a major day, Panda, only the 2 minor scores.
35 metres out, 3 or 4 metres in from the boundary. Aiden Tilley has to go through. It does go through! They were always going to kick one, the Wangaratta Magpies. Margin back to 5 points. 1:15 left, you'd say. And I tell you what, we got a beauty here on O&M Live.
Boy, oh boy, wowee. This is all down to the centre clearance here. This is a last roll of dice for both sides, I suppose. You want to reset by the Rovers, but you want to get some space for the Magpies. So this is all on here.
How long left, Evac?
Yeah, 48 seconds left. So plenty of time.
Grandstand finish, Gussie.
So the Magpies have their biggest challenge of 2026 in front of them. 50 seconds to kick a goal and they'll win by a point. There's the equation. Ball up in the middle of the ground. Thompson handballs to the Rovers. They win the clearance and they get it to half forward. Working hard is Anderson. Fumble at the crucial moment. Roberts handballs forward. Allison's there for the Rovers. They just got to get an inside 50. Is it holding the ball? It is. One last roll at ice for the Magpies and Bader Kelly handballs on to McCloonan. McCloonan for the Magpies to centre half forward. What a mark. Oh, free kick. Aidan Tilley's got a free kick. It's a free kick against Lockie O'Brien for a push. And Aidan Tilley has the Wangaratta Derby in his hands. There is under 30 seconds to go, and he's got to kick it from 50 metres out directly in front.
He will kick this after the siren. Here we go, Gussie.
Aidan Tilley, if he can kick this, it'll be one of the best 2 minutes in footy you've ever seen. The Magpies are in the hands of Aidan Tilley. The right foot kick is absolutely horrible. It doesn't make the distance. Heartbreak for the Magpies, jubilation for the Rovers, and the Rovers respond on home soil. Full time in the Wangaratta Derby, the Rovers salute 9-11-65 to the Magpies 8-12-60. Another epic on O&M Live.
It was always going to be an absolute beauty between these two sides. Top spot up for grabs, a massive crowd on a standalone Sunday, and the Rovers song sings out nice and loud over the WJ Finlay Oval. They go a game clear of the Wangaratta Magpies now. You feel for Aidan Tilley. You feel for him, Gussie. The kick never looked good, did it off the boot. He just didn't make great connection at all, and you knew straight away. But the talking point, I guess, will be the free kick as well. It was good body work, but the umpire saw it as a block and a push, and Aidan Tilley had a chance to win the game after the siren. But what a finish. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here on Edge FM and 2AY and the over 1,000 people tuning in on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV.
I think the free kick was there against Ledger, Panda.
Yep.
Watching it back on the replay, the free kick was there. You're going to get a chance to have a look at it now, but I reckon it was just on Tilley's range. And unfortunately, the kick wasn't the best strike of the Sharon. So many headlines that come out of this game. The Magpies showing they're more than capable of matching it with the best in the competition. Sam Murray's done a hamstring.
A bad one too.
And he'll miss, you'd expect at minimum 4 weeks, Panda. The bye could come at a very good time for the Wangaratta Rovers, but how good are the Wangaratta Derbies? I mean, they continue to produce thrillers. We've had the privilege of calling this one, and the game had everything. It had yellow cards, it had ebbs and flows, it had hamstrings. And the Rovers salute when it matters most. They win by 5 points on O&M Live, 9-11-65 to 8-12-60. Bob Jackson's amongst the people. Just give us a sense of the atmosphere down there, Bobby J.
When the siren went off, it was absolutely electric. I'll just look back onto the balcony, and there's a certain demographic up there, and they're plus 60s, I suppose, and geez, they were loud. I'd look around, I thought it'd be fully reserve grade footballers, but the elderlies and old supporters, and they were just so raucous.
Well, let's get down to you shortly, Bobby J, for the Rebel Training Player of the Day. 30% off 3 weeks with Rebel Albury. Go and see Twitty and the team, and you picked one out, Bobby J.
Yeah, the man they call Cash. These derbies just keep on dishing up fantastic, epic games of football, mate.
Yeah, they're always unbelievable. Doesn't matter sort of where we are on the ladder, albeit we're first and second now, but you know there was going to be a fierce contest. They sort of jumped us early, which we've sort of found being a trend for us over the last sort of month or so, starting poorly, but we're able to claw our way back, and real gutsy win. We had Sam off in that last quarter, and just to fight our way through and get the job done is amazing for us.
With the boss going off at 3/4 time, it was a distinct notice that you and Lockie O'Brien and Brody and a lot of the leaders stepped up when they needed to.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, and when you lose your really good players, everyone's got to lift 5 or 10%. So we knew without Sam, clearly our best player, we all had to stand up, and I thought we did that pretty well.
And on behalf of the O&M Live, mate, congratulations on the new arrival a couple of weeks ago, mate. How's everything at home?
Yeah, it's going amazing. Got little Charlie, little boy. He's actually here for his first game, so I hope he enjoyed that one.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Thanks, Reece.
2 massive final quarter goals to Sam Catapan, and
what about Brody Filo's last term as well? I mean,
the barrel from 70.
This is why, Panda, when you go and recruit players, you recruit players with poise and guys that have been there, done that. And if you look at the guys that stood up in the last quarter for the Rovers, our Rebel training player that Sam Catapan, and also Brody Filo. Those were the guys that really stepped up and kicked the goals when the Rovers needed it most.
And don't underestimate the big goal from Justin Lewis as well. Really big goal at the 19th minute mark from a tight angle to put the margin out to 11 points. So if you have just joined us, you've just jumped in your car, Aidan Tilley had a shot after the siren, 48-9, 50 metres out directly in front. He won a free kick. He had a chance to win the game for the Pies by 1 point, and it just didn't make the distance. He did kick a goal 48 seconds earlier than that put the Magpies within touching distance and got the margin back to 5 points. So it would have been 2 goals in a minute for Tilley and an unbelievable derby win, but the Rovers came from 13 points down, it has to say, Gussie, at the final change. They trailed all day, but they found a way to win, and that's what good sides do.
And Bobby J, what's the hold-up here? I reckon I can spot it. Look to your right, Bobby.
Fritter, yeah. I'm just loitering here. I might just grab Brody.
Have a chat. Yeah, have a chat.
Here we go. Nice little chat. Keep it nice and clean for me, young fella. But come with the man, come with the moment. That last quarter there, Sammy Murray just down with a bit of a hamstring, and a few of you boys stepped in that last quarter.
Yeah, well, obviously Mars is our leader, and when him go down, and probably the most experienced bloke in our side, sort of had to step up and play a bit more midfield minutes, and I wanted it, and luckily got my parents here today, so I had to turn it on, and luckily kicked a couple of good goals, and Wang played really good all day, but our boys fought well, and obviously come down to the last kick, so it was good. Our rivalry's good day. It's been a great thing with the Project 365, but yeah, I'm sure we'll recover well tonight. Not too many beers, so it should be good. Good win.
Don't lie to my face, Brody.
There'll be a lot of beers, sorry.
Good boy, well done.
Don't speak bullshit to a bullshitter, isn't that what they say, Bobby J?
Yes,
of
correct.
Course it was always going to happen. So this will be a nice loud song from the Wangaratta Rovers, and we'll catch up with Sam Murray as well straight after this also. We'll try and get you'd expect him to miss a minimum of 3 or 4 weeks. It's a pretty nasty one. Of course, you'll get that scan tomorrow, you would think, in Melbourne, and we'll have a bit more of an idea. You don't get much out of the Rovers, though. We still don't really know how long. Come on, boys.
Excuse me, boys. I've got an exclusive here. I've got Mario down here with me, and he said that I did go halves in that raffle ticket.
There you go.
Right.
No response, Gus.
Where's the cash?
head into the rooms, Bobby, and let's get a song, shall we? So if you have just joined us as well, Gus McLeod did win the Lamb raffle. Here we go, we're getting the song. Rovers are the pride of Wangaratta until they meet again. You know they will at some stage in 2026. They win the second edition of the Wangaratta Derby, 9-11-65 to the Magpies, 8-12-60. Stay with us, our post-game show for Batolis on the other side of this. It's O&M Live on 2AY on Edge FM, where you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.